Alrighty. Welcome back, beautiful people. Hello. We are going to be talking about the new topics from 8th Housamo Anniversary during this campaign. Joining us today is Housamo.
Hello.
Love the enthusiasm. And Harvey.
Hey, what's up? I'm here again.
Glad to have you guys. This is not normally the sort of stream I'd be doing. I'd normally bundle up with Christmas, but I kind of got tricked into doing this early, so what are you gonna do?
No one tricked you.
You tricked me. Whatever.
No one wants another 4-hour Christmas stream.
But see, I was looking forward to lying down and doing nothing this weekend, and you took that away from me. All right.
You.
Yes, poor me indeed. We are going to be starting off with the equips for this batch. So starting off, we'll be talking about the new seal booster. So this booster equip, released during this campaign, you'll get it just by, I believe, logging in and looking at your inbox. And what it does is, in battle, if the unit equipping it receives a buff, they will be able to heal units at a 4% rate for 300 HP. So decent if there's a unit that receives a lot of buffs, such as Curren, which we'll talk about later. However, this equip is allegedly supposed to be boosting seals. There is an issue, however, based on the game data exploration from what I've seen, as well as the wiki not parsing it. The seal boost is not actually implemented at all, so I already sent a report to LifeWonders, but keep in mind if you've been farming, you've been kind of cheated out of your resources because the boost is just not working right now, so that's tough. But yeah, what do you guys think? That's all my thoughts on it.
Seals is a dumb resource, so I don't care about that, to be honest. Though, you know, if you're farming it, you might as well actually get the value from it. So, whatever in that regards. What's next? The after buff HP. After buff healing is actually a pretty good effect since, you know, you can really easily get a bajillion buffs on people. I'm not a fan of the 40% rate though. When you want to do healing strategies, you really want consistency over something sketchy like that. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, that 40% rate is definitely kind of iffy, but since you can equip this on any unit, which means you can put it on Curren, who has the buff refresh thing, and also Fafnir, who does the same thing as well. So you can just keep re-rolling for that 300 HP heal. Yeah. As for the boosting thing, it is annoying that this actually doesn't function, how it's just like not working at all. I was planning on farming seals a bit during this campaign, and now I can't do that, so now I'm stuck with 0 seals until they decide to fix this AR.
Or you could always redeem some seals with the platinum tickets. Bit of a sus choice, but I did it. They'll also be giving away some seals later on during this campaign if you log in on the right day. But yeah, it's unfortunate for those that actually take seal farming seriously that it's like been treated like a joke and hasn't been actually fixed over 3 days so far. Hopefully someone in LifeWonders is watching this because they clearly were not watching my previous stream and they weren't looking at the server either, so that's an issue that I hope they resolve expediently. We can move on to the next topic though, which is the other new equip. This is going to be the Kyoma Kirito Blossom Booster, which is available from Andvari shop for a certain amount of rainbow shards. So, what this equip does is it provides protection to the ally in front of the equipping unit at move phase end at a kind of shaky 70% rate. It also, of course, increases Blossom drop rate, which you can feel very much once you equip it. So, this, for practical purposes, is quite good for units that are already going to be constantly behind other units that are supportive. You know, your classic Lian and Shi, even Mephistopheles, Sanzo, units like that. If they're going to be behind someone anyways, and they don't get protection, then this is a natural pair for it. It's not great reliability, but it's just like a free bonus, so might as well. But with the mark of this equip comes the maximum possible boosters you can bring for Blossom now is 5. So that feels very substantial, at least when I've been farming with it. And it is a bit weird they released the 5th, or rather the 4th Blossom booster before they released the 4th Seed booster. But I guess that's just the Blossom agenda at work. Yeah, that's all my thoughts.
Okay, so I don't actually think it's that surprising, considering that seed rates are relatively high compared to blossom rates being very low for some of them. So I think it's actually more important that they have a blossom booster than a seed booster. For the gameplay effect, it's also kind of the same thing. Like, if you actually are depending on defense, then 70% rate is not cutting it. And even though it's move phase end, which is really nice timing, it's a very small and minor effect, so yeah, I'd ignore it. I haven't done any blossom farming, so can't really speak to how it feels with the drop rate, but any drop rate when you are actually really gunning for blossoms feels nice, I think. Last comment, the art is nice. I kind of liked how Gamtong did the weird magenta cyan rim lighting. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of neon lighting too. Any other thoughts, Harvey?
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to the actual AR skill effect. It's kind of whatever to me. But if I'm running defense, I'd prefer like using actual unit skills over like relying on a 70% rate that you can't really change. I have been farming blossoms quite a bit right now, and you can definitely feel the extra 10%. I haven't tried it for the chapter 15 blossom quest that doesn't give out seeds, but I think it might be worth farming that quest now with this AR, but I cannot verify that myself. But it does feel good for chapter 14 farm quests.
Yeah, this is definitely a skill that you should be equipping right now, since it is currently a half stamina campaign. If you're a fan of Blossoms, which you probably should be, it's kind of the only unanimously agreed upon resource that is worth farming with your free resources, then yeah, be sure to slap this on for your chapter 14 or chapter 15 teams. Okay, we can finally move on to the main meat of this discussion. We will repeat.
No.
Good luck.
You have to read the comments first.
Fine.
Ooh.
There's like barely anything, geez.
I mean, you literally claimed the AR equipment segment. What am I supposed to do about that?
True. Okay, let's see. Go, Inchan, Memi, Beyond, Lin, and Rivera, and Harvey again, and Blueberry Tenlos, and Azinu, and Gazer again. Point flip chance to get blossoms now. Very cool. Amazing. Alright, we're moving on now. So,
Okay.
We are going to be talking about Curren now. Go ahead. Milk Housamo.
Yeah. Okay, so Curren is the new sparkly divine element. I think that's what they call it now. So I'm going to talk about our 5-star right now. So it's a divine shot unit. So since it's a new element, you have to grind the mats for it. So I would take the opportunity to do that while the quest is running every day during the campaign and is half stam. So her first skill is that she applies this strange debuff to enemies where it's 7 turns long and irremovable, where at the enemy's turn start, if they have 100 CP, they will take 10k flat damage and apply CS weapon change none to themselves. Okay, so this is a very interesting status effect, because what this means is that you want the enemies to gain CP as much as possible so that they will effectively become non-units and not be able to attack you. So that's what Curren's kit is basically themed around. So also at phase start, she gives glint to herself and allies. And tying into what I just said before, before hitting, she's going to apply 80 CP to enemies she hits and 60 CP to the enemies 2 squares left and right of the enemies she hits. So basically, Curren is going to CP battery the enemy side so that on the enemy's turn start, they will basically disable themselves and take 10k flat damage if they get to the 100 CP point. Okay, moving on to her second skill. She applies acceleration strengthening to herself and allies, and it's a 0.6x defensive buff. The problem is that it only lasts for 11 turns, but it is what it is. On move phase end, she applies immobility to enemies in a 3x3 square in front of her at a guaranteed rate. This is pretty good because this disables the enemy's movement while further CP charging them to get to that first effect. So this is a nice effect. On turn start, she applies acceleration to everybody on the board, including enemies. This works hand in hand with the acceleration strengthening and the CP charging that I talked about in her first skill. And she also resists immobility. I don't know what's up with that, but it doesn't matter. For her next skill, she removes the debuff from herself and allies in a 2 square radius. And then she has an interesting skill where she duplicates and removes and spreads all buffs to herself. This on the wiki basically means that she refreshes the duration of every buff for herself, basically guaranteed, because she starts with glint. So she is basically Jiangxi Krampus, or I think regular Balor, but on turn start. So this is a pretty strong effect. On before hitting, she's gonna increase 10 CP to allies in a 2 square radius at a 70% rate, and she's also gonna do flat damage to 1500 flat damage to enemies and I don't know, this 3x5 rectangle in front of her, an 80% rate. And her fourth skill is kind of whatever at the end, where she has this like Mecha Man protection to herself and allies in a 2 square radius, but it's at 60%. She starts with Nullify debuff on phase start, and she has this sort of meme 20k flat damage when appearing to all the enemies on the board. And her last but not least, she has her CS, which applies Madness and regular weapon change none to hit units, and also more flat damage of decreasing minus 5k at SALV1, and this is all range. Okay, so yeah, so when I tried using her, the thing that stands out the most to me with her kit is not really that buff refresh part, but really it's this like CS weapon change non gimmick, because in all the Clash quests, none of the enemies resist the status of CS weapon change none. So basically, it's very easy for Curren or for your team in general to max the CP of people due to her first skill, such that they all become CP charged, and then they all don't do anything because they're now CS weapon change none, and they're taking 10k flat damage every turn. So basically, if Curren runs into a quest where the enemies have under like 50 50,000 HP, she can just steamroll the quest, like, depending on the CP gen. Yeah. So I tried her with mobs and warmongers and Clash of Invaders, and she somehow was able to somewhat solo this quest just with the help of those extra mobs. So that's kind of actually very scary, I think. Yeah. So the other part of her kit is that Jiangxi Krampus and like regular Balor turn start buff refreshment. This is actually a really strong effect. The only problem that I have with it on Curren is that her attack stat is actually only 2k. So part of the heavy lifting is from her divine element, which buffs that to basically a regular attack stat. But basically this means that you get better value if you actually want to attack with her by seeding and blossoming, just like Mononobe, as we'll discuss later. And she doesn't actually have very good buffs for herself. Unlike Balor, she only has Glint, Acceleration, and like Nullify buff for her own buffs. So you're gonna have to give her buffs from other people, which I think is a little unproductive for that sort of Jiangxi Krampus type of setup. The good part though is that she does it automatically on turn start, so you don't have to worry in that regard. But I'm always like a little underwhelmed by that sort of buff refreshment, because if you could give it to her anyways, then like, does it really matter that she's refreshing it every turn? Yeah. Also, this doesn't work on one turn buffs, so you can't really just give her like crit or crit plus or crit plus plus if that's what you're thinking. That doesn't mean to say that it can't be strong. I've been using like the recent Hakumen, what are we calling it? Saturday Hakumen.
Yeah.
And Christmas Turing to change her to all range, because that's what I think is interesting for the sort of buff refreshment, is to get perma all range. Hakumen is actually a really good pair with her, because Hakumen has like Adamantine Defense Up and Berserk Plus, even without Christmas Turing, and Ardor and Glint, but sure it gets Glint, so that part doesn't matter. But yeah, all range Curren can start doing numbers once you get a bunch of attack buffs, but I really don't like how the starting line is very small. You can also, I guess, fix it with affiliations, but at the end of the day, I think like her flat damage dulling potential is much more interesting. You can go the other way, but I find that a little less like satisfying, especially when we have Mononobe, who will like do that all range gimmick much more easily. So yeah, that's my thoughts on her.
Thank you, Milk. Did you want to add on that, Harvey, or should I start first?
You can start first. I actually didn't play with her that much outside of raising her in dungeons, so I'm still like attempting to note some stuff.
Sure. Well, this is kind of like an uncommonly used term, but because there's just a few units that can do it. Just like Krampus or to some extent Balor, she can Juggernaut. It's not really solo carrying because she needs like a ton of help from her team to get those buffs on her themselves, but when she does have them up, like the rest of the team just like die and it doesn't matter. because she can just carry for the rest of that battle. And as Milk mentioned, Huckman is a fantastic unit to bring with Curren, just because she does have 2 of the rare defense buffs that last for more than 1 turn, being Adamantine and defense up. You have to keep in mind though, we haven't even... I'm surprised Milk didn't start off the bat with this, but I guess it's just in the back burner at this point. Both of the new units, including Curren, have the new Divine attribute, which confers both advantage, offensive advantage, as well as defensive advantage to most attributes in the game. Like really most. It's only like reversed when it comes to all around, infinity, and all types, which is very few and far in between. Which means that any sort of like defensive setup you want to think of, or damage setup you want to think of, Curren is most likely going to be twice as strong as you think she is in terms of, you know, taking twice as much damage, or taking, you know, dealing twice as much. And among all the defense stacks you can take, on top of that, the Divine defensive advantage, of course there's defense up in Adamantine you could take from Hawkman, or even like Sandayu, which I use in this footage here. You may also want to get Unction from someone at that point too. You can also stack on damage amps. I believe the ones that can actually be refreshed are Attack Up, Brawn, Berserk Plus, Berserk, Rage Plus, Rage, Vigor, Ardor, Concentration, and Nourishment. So that's like a lot of damage you could potentially stack on her. You know, the issue is just getting that diversity on her in the first place. And, you know, as I'm looking to that, if you can get those buffs on every turn anyways, it's not generally going to be too useful. Which is why in my showcases I didn't really try to focus too much on just big damage stacking, because you can sort of do that with instant wipes without having to rely on refreshing them in the first place. If she gets comboed, then she'll have combo permanently, so that could be good for some setups. But there's also other things she can refresh. It's not just damage and defense. She can also refresh heal over time related effects such as Blessing, Regeneration, Nourishment, Unction again, Increased Recovery, or HP loss reversal. So quite nice with if you're deciding to stack on damage amp stacks on her as well, as I try to do here with Ryota and Smoky God alongside Hakumen's defensive buffs. And outside of that, she can also stack some debuff mitigations statuses such as Purification, Reflect debuff, or Nullify debuff, which she has herself. Those are a bit less effective because, just like with Guts, those ones are stripped the moment they are exhausted, so it's not like she can keep them up forever. She just keeps them up until they're used up. And she can stack some rate up effects. It's not useful on her, honestly, because like one neat thing about her is her buff refresh is guaranteed out of the box, despite it being 90%. It's because she starts with Glint, so it's strange that they'd make it 90% in the first place. There's only one effect that really benefits from it, and it's her weird, what's it called? Mecha Man to Team effect, which is at a 60% rate, very conspicuous. That is the only effect that benefits from any additional rate up. So if you Skull Seeder, then you can get 70% on that, or 80% with Glint. You can also add a Concentration and Prayer to boost that to 90 and 100% if you really want that guaranteed protection for some reason. Outside of that, she does already have an entire setup built towards building her charge very quickly. So there are a few things you can do to build her charge in terms of what she can refresh. Of course, the only one that's normal is Ardor, but there are a few unique ones, such as Hakuin again has this unique effect board-wide that lasts for infinity turns. Well, 999 anyways, where if they have Berserk Plus, they also get 10 additional CP every turn. So that works towards, that's even more reason towards bringing Hakuin along with Curren. Outside of that, you can also bring Arslan, whose Unction Strengthening gives 25 CP per turn, and lasts indefinitely, as long as they have Unction. You may also want to bring R19, who has Acceleration Strengthening for 7 additional CP per turn. And as we know, she just gives Acceleration for free to the entire team, including yourself. But yeah, there's a lot of juggernauting sort of stacking ideas you could do for the Curren, which makes her quite fun. In one of the setups, I actually do a very unique setup. Let's see if I can find it, where I exploit her ability to refresh certain movement expansion buffs as well. From Behemoth as well as Kurugani here, she can get some extended movement, which can be nice. And I feel like this is the sort of kind of plays you'd want to make with her to make her feel better as a Juggernaut. Because, you know, you could just board wipe everything instantly, but if you like want to feel her like slowly but surely like beating all the enemies all by herself, one by one, then having extended movement would be nice in this case. But yeah, this buff refreshing thing is just one aspect of her that's very powerful. It's the one that caught my attention immediately, and the one that is showcased the most across all the footage I took. However, as some of you noted, and I believe it was like Postmo commented on it, but also Zalgus, and her other effects can be in practice more powerful, such as her attack denial, because she does have both that CS change to none, but she can build very quickly, especially if you're using Oz, and like you can just instantly build her charge and get them. To have what is essentially a 7-turn charm, they're very powerful if you want like instant denial for the entire board. What's it called? And she also has something similar if she gets her charge up for just regular change to regular weapon change to none, which she builds up quickly towards herself as well. Lastly, as we talked about earlier, she does have the potential for massive flat damage. It is to like the entire board, at least when she's in the correct position. So the more enemies there are, the more she can trigger that 1500 HP to all enemies per enemy hit. So works well with combo as well as with Oz, as always. But of course, that's only going to be practical if there's multiple enemies on board, because generally for most maps, she's not going to be as effective as main quest Neuraltip, but for the most popular ones, she will be doing like more than him at that point. But yeah, overall, my impressions of her are she's good for challenges, of course, that's probably her best niche, but she also does have some use for farming, quite possibly, as long as you bring the right units for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think it's kind of silly how she can just kind of lock the board from doing anything if you give her combo, because of how easy it is to spread CP to enemies. It's like 60 CP to like 2 squares adjacent as well. So yeah, if you can line them up, just giving her a combo is enough to essentially prevent the board from doing anything, which is a little insane, but this is very much a power creep banner. Yeah, I was thinking about like using Leaked 5 and then like killing off Summer Shower main quest neural for the Reader Movement expansion spread, but that's actually removable, so you can't do that.
Yeah,
which is a little sad.
The only relevant ones are from Behemoth and what's it called? Kodogane. I think there's also one from Ishblanke, but like it's just vertical and also Ishblanke, so don't bother with that.
I don't even remember what Ishblanke does other than like
he gives like vertical movement expansion to his allies if you move him. So it's like I don't know why
he's like a shot range unit, but his best range, his attacking range is actually thrust. Kind of.
Right.
Most of more of his damage is in thrust range because I think he applies break then. Yeah, it's very silly.
Silly is a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. Her teammates, I'd assume that Willie is going to be very good with her because she can enable the acceleration strengthening every turn, and also she can maintain every when appearing buff that he gives out, that being vigor and brawn and guts, which will be used until. Well, it probably won't be used actually because she just takes so little damage from both her own acceleration strengthening that reduces damage and also the CS weapon change none.
And also the divine attribute, and also being
protection.
able to refresh all defenses, and also protection, yeah.
So yeah, you'd have to try to fuck up if you wanted to die.
Yeah, it's very hard to lose with Yunsei Curren or Mononobe, which we'll be talking about very soon, but let's not jump the gun here.
Oh right, I did have one comment to make about her CS denial. So while the non-ranged CS, the CS weapon change none, does deny most enemies, you do have to watch out for people who are naturally like want to miss. So I was playing Clash of Warmongers, and then Marduk got this CS weapon change none. And then guess what he did? He missed and applied skill lock.
Well, fair warning for Curren, as well extending that she's actually quite vulnerable to debuffs, even if she's like a juggernaut, so careful.
Yeah. Well, if you run her with Mononobe, she can keep refreshing that skill lock bind resistance effect, I guess. Another thing is that right, I was playing Clash of Invaders as well, and she applied the status that CS weapon change none to Yoshido, and then Yoshido missed, did combo, changed his weapon to slash, and then killed her. Because that quest is stupid with the non-obstruct weakening. Yeah. So yeah.
Just weird interactions.
It also doesn't help that the acceleration strength thing only lasts like 10 turns, so that was partly why she died then.
Oh, you're really taking your time on that quest, huh?
Well, this was the solo clear with mobs, so you had to like wait 6 turns each like phase to just deal the flat damage to kill them, unless you tap into the buff refreshing part.
Very sad. She can't solo every single quest with trash mob.
Just not with mobs.
I mean,
seriously.
I mean, she can like if you throw like one affiliation effect at her, she could probably solo it, to be honest. So yeah.
She already plays like both her and Mononobe play like they already have affiliation effects. Fucking 10 turns of just permanent damage reduction with acceleration strengthening, plus free protection, plus like divine attribute, plus because of them trying to balance it out, the attack stat, they gave her an inflated HP pool. That's like, what the fuck is this? Actually impossible. It's like playing with a lot of last boss. Jesus.
Actually.
Oh, right.
Who has the highest HP pool right now?
Well,
I don't know. Did they even reach 15,000 before? I'm still looking at it.
They have with Tindalos. He's still the highest.
I see.
He's also the highest at max HP. Yeah, it's similar to Tindalos still with 15.3k.
Yay.
Yay, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Alright. Because this new divine element is new, her AR equipment selection is fairly lacking. So it's limited to the short range ARs and the freebies, the welfare ones. I haven't really thought about what's good on her, so you'll just have to figure that out yourself, I guess. I guess evasion piercing is always nice. So yeah, Curren is basically just a challenge quest.
The evasion piercing one is quite nice on her too, because it naturally gives her combo too. I've used it for quite a few footage.
Right, you just have to roll the 10 to 20%.
And it's there forever, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. She's basically the challenge quest meme queen. You just have to watch out for stuff like bind and skill lock, and she should be good to go.
I actually think she has a decent amount of ARs that are usable for challenge quests. We just talked about the after buff healing one, which she makes good use out of.
Yeah.
But there's also the Volos Shenong AR that gives her an after buff CP effect. It's 8 CP at a 40 to 80% range, but it's still pretty good when she.
Oh, I don't have that AR. No wonder. I was like looking for any after buff effect ones. I was like, I guess she can't equip me. That sucks. But if she has that, that's actually stupid for chargeful setups.
Yeah. The thing about her is that you kinda don't want her CS up all the time, just because you do want that, that first hit of the 80 CP, because her charge skill doesn't do that. So, there is the weapon change none, regular weapon change none. That's a 3-turn regular weapon change on. So that's a little strange, but yeah, that thing I think is more likely to be resisted by enemies than the CS weapon change on. So you kind of have to like actually. It's a little awkward to be honest, but yeah, you have to watch out for that.
That's fair, but you could also just give her combo.
She's too strong.
The combo.
Sorry, just to emphasize, she's actually very, 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 very busted, but there's another unit here that kind of makes us think that she's not as busted as she could be, which is very sad. If we're done here, we can go read out the chat, if you will, Milk.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume that we started at... It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty funny for her to refresh buffs when most of her effectiveness as a unit comes from all the flat damage she does. Yeah, I think you can play it both ways. I find the weapon change, like attack denial, more interesting than buff refreshing because, you know, like I guess you can tank, but you can tank even harder, but I think she's actually good enough as is for most cases, which is kind of scary. Opinions are split from what I see. I see some praising the buff refresh more and others praising the attack denial. Yeah. Buff refreshing to me is kind of like a tanking strategy, but you know, might as well just win at that point if you're gonna stack all these buffs.
But it's so flashy when you get to see the status bar fill up.
True.
Oh,
I do get the sentiment though. When it comes to like buff refreshment, you're not gonna get much better than someone like Fafnir, who can also capitalize by spreading all those buffs that he's been hoarding.
Yeah, it's like I'm using like, you know, Christmas Turing and like Summer Hawkman to give her all range, and it's just like, okay, but she's like killing anyways. Do I also need this buff refreshment at the same time? You know, it's like if I'm putting all this work on killing with this whole range,
I mean that's why it's like buff refreshment.
I might as well just kill it.
You're right.
Yeah.
If it's buff refreshment, it's not really suited towards instant kills, or at the very least, it's redundant because at that point you might as well just keep on using a bunch of base start things that refresh every time. So buff refresh really is just for like big, mean, tanky setups. To be fair, they're the strongest kind of like tank setups you can do in this entire game. So it's, you know, the logical extreme opposite to just simply wiping everything. So it's nothing to sneeze at for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a strong effect. I just find it a little awkward on her. Well, you know, especially compared to Fafnir, who can also like suck up buffs. But at least she can do, you know, weapon change all, unlike Fafnir, who resists all weapon changes. Okay, high at work, watch later. The buff refresh is nice, she just isn't the best unit at making most of it. Yeah, her like starting line is a little questionable.
My initial thought was that she's gonna be the support for those units that want to copy buffs only, like Clopocon or Heilong. But the issue with that is that you need to have other units who actually give her decent buffs.
Yeah.
And usually these copy buff units don't have a great assortment of buffs to hand out on their own. Like Heilong has Ardor and like I think Glint.
He has Unction.
Oh yeah, and Unction, which is decent. And then Clopocon has just Ardor, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because it's like behind paralysis strengthening, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have a great assortment when it comes to using those units still.
Yeah. Heilong has defense up to himself. I guess that's something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't get it on Curren. Okay. Moving on. Heiara. Chapter 15 only slightly more blossom than Chapter 14, but completely removes seed drops. Also, the T1 blossoms from there just cost you a lot more coins when consumed. Yeah, that's why I don't really like the Chapter 15 quests. Okay, but overall, Chapter 15 Blossom Drop can be lower than 14 if you only won plus 10 Blossom. Or not at dropping plus 10 Blossom at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that how it feels? Ouch.
Well, it's like, in total, what do you get from, like, Chapter 15 Blossom Quest at most? Like, I don't know, plus 19, plus 18 at most? It's just like, whatever. I'd rather just do... I'd rather just do Chapter 14. Press F for anyone that gets Curren instead of Mononobe.
She's really good, but like, Mononobe somehow even better. So dumb. This fucking ban is so stupid. I hate this game.
Yeah.
Ooh, I scare you. I'm a Mephistopheles in your multi.
Yeah. Jesus. You can give her the Shooting Stars AR for combo if you feel like it. Yeah. I read that a little too late, I guess. I'm glad luck is on my side this time around. I'm rolling 2 banners this event. Got Host Barong within 10 rolls and Mononobe within 11 rolls.
Return of Mononobe.
Show does a bunch of nerd emojis. Maybe he's feeling very nerdy today.
He's just feeling left out. This is him.
Unfortunately, I rolled 18 more times to get Curren, and Mononobe 3 stars. Yeah. High nerds plus fat ass, Erbie. Okay, but who is the dog warrior mentioned on the Shooting Stars AR's description? Yeah. Maybe they just forgot about that. There was like supposed to be like that theater director, Akenshi, in that AR, but it was like, who the fuck is that? Who knows? Tanetomo, I think? Yeah, I guess that might be possible considering the dancing thing. And I guess Tanetomo's like a tactician. OMGs, that might Curren in the supports giving Ara a smooch. Gay. Are you jealous, Harvey? More like gay. Are the daily coin EXP stages worth it now that they're half stem? Well, coin is always worth it when it's half stem, considering it's like the best way to get coin in this game. Regardless. Regarding stars, I guess it depends on your priorities, but I mean, I think like I think the star drop is actually not negligible anymore. Is it like 18 stars or something?
It's pretty good,
with
yeah.
one run. 18 stars is like 18k, like 20k EXP. So if you do it 5 times, that's like 1 dungeon. So like, if you really want to push your guy to like 90, you know, I guess that's what the Mononobe stands have been doing with drinks, then yeah, I guess it's worth it. Or should I just keep farming Chapter 14 Blossoms? Chapter 14 Blossoms is also really good. I think that's what most people should be doing, to be honest, because blossoms are a much more rare resource compared to like coin and EXP, and you also get coin on the side. But you have to make that call yourself. Hi, I am late. Not much without boost as per usual, but they did improve a little after daily quest and weekly quest adjustment patch. Depends on what you need more, I guess. You could farm them new limit break material or wait for free New Year's banner. Yeah, so I actually didn't do any of those divine LB mat grinding outside of the initial stones from them. I hope that they just drop on New Year's like last year. Alright, New Year's post. I could use my last... You can go.
I think they did that for Null and Infinity.
Yeah, they did. You're right, now they think about it. Okay.
Yeah.
more the reason not to bother farming it once you're done leveling Curren or Mononobe.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how much I'm gonna roll in that stupid New Year's gacha, but hopefully I won't have a divine unit to pull for. I don't know. I feel like Infinity and Null are also pretty rare still, so it's whatever as well. I could use my last 2 tickets for 50 million coins, but I don't know. I wanted to have Curren 5 stars, but it is too hard. Sad. I'm constantly in need of coins to send. Seed. If you're lazy to grind daily coin stages like me, then go for it. Currently farming daily coin stage with 80 full energy drinks in my storage. But I'd say go for all skill seeds. Or 5-star ARs if you haven't got it fully upgraded. I already got the level and skill seeds. I have like 40 level seeds now because I don't have the coins to use them.
I feel that. I feel that.
Left out from the show. Coins issue. I'd suggest farming coins on daily quests during this event since it is 50% energy consumption anyways. It used to not have any discount in the past and I'm glad they changed it. Joe says, oh right, what place drops a good amount of tier 3 seeds? I'm tweaking, seeing these blossoms stack up and nobody to use them on.
Listen to the voices in your head and use the blossoms as seeds.
Oh.
The answer is chapter 13. So Shinagawa and whatever the tiering quest is located at.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good for seeds. But like, right now, since you're getting more for your buck with the new Blossom Booster, this is just going off of, like, very poor memory right now, but I'm pretty sure, at least in terms of like total additional stat boost you're probably gonna get like a very smidge negligible, slightly more from Chapter 14 at this point with the new Blossom Booster. So it's kind of sad.
I want Curren 5 stars, so I have my broken 5 stars team complete. Find a new fave. Chapter 14 farm stages is the best to farm both Seed and Blossom, unfortunately, in my opinion. Chapter 15 sometimes drop less overall Blossom than Chapter 14 somehow with 4 Blossom boosts. Yeah. Lynn says, give me those level seeds. 6 Shrongs. Yeah, I guess Lynn has a bunch of faves that they level seeds, so...
They were talking about, I think not having enough level seeds right now, but they have like 800 million coin or something, so...
Oh. It's a lot of coin. I have like 40 level seeds, I think. So, gotta spend them soon.
Yeah, I don't have any level seeds, I just have 30 skill seeds and that's it.
I think I have 70 skill seeds.
I got 10, no, I actually have 16 level seeds right now, but I'm thinking about what to use them on.
I have like 3 level seeds and 1 skill seed, and I have like less than 1 million coins, so full game.
Okay, I'll just read these new ones and then we can move on.
Yeah,
I
sure.
wasted my 75 million coins on Nobumichi with skill and level seed. It was a bad choice because he's trash, but I had to commit to it. I had to max out my mistake, lol. I actually think Nobumichi is a very fun unit, but, you know, when you compare it to this banner, everything looks like trash, so whatever. If you like him, I don't see any problem, haha. Sho says, alright, thanks, I'm off now. Bye nerds plus fat ass, Harvey.
Just can't get you out of his mind. Alright, we are going to be moving on to the better topic, which Sho will be missing out on because he's a chump. So, go ahead when you are ready. Harvey, guys, we'll be talking about Kyoma Mononobe.
Right, this unit is certainly a doozy. I guess I could talk about his 3-star card first, since that also has Mentor. So, for his regular 3-star card, his first skill gives him weapon change all to himself after moving. And this lasts 1 turn, so it's basically a bougie live streamer mod. But he also has this before hitting crit to himself at a 40% rate. So right off the bat, he's actually usable for a slash range DPS if you don't move him. If you can roll for that 40%, which is kind of funny. This is just his first skill. The second skill is just Mentor. You get more unit XP if the quest gives out XP. So nice shoe-in for dungeon quests. And he also has the Skiva Mentor skill, which we don't really care too much about. His third skill, he has armored himself after moving, so that will complement his all-range weapon change. And he has 2 debuffs that he can apply. One is Fear before hitting at 30%, and Drain at 50% also before hitting. These aren't going to be used too often, unless you're like trying to use a debuff stacking team. But you can sort of maybe stall in Dungeon Quest if you can land that Board Right Fear. Okay, and his fourth skill, he has this move phase end, attack up a stole to allies at an 80% rate, as well as this after debuff, or this chance to remove debuffs after his debuff at a 50% rate. This is the debuff removal is at a really low rate already, so you should not be relying on this to save your ass, but the attack up a stole is actually quite nice. He's one of the few units who has Mentor and can also boost his team's damage. The other one is Changlong, who is phase start concentration. And I guess there's also Triton 3 with whatever the fuck that Art of Stole is. It's not good, don't look at it. But yeah, this is an actual really good skill for dungeons. Since he can both put out some decent damage if he rolls for crit, but having access to like attack up at all times is gonna be really nice, since he can also stack this with Changlong's concentration.
Or the Beast Tamer's Squint, so that's guaranteeable, at least for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in a CS, he gets crit to himself, and then defense up to himself and allies adjacent, and also removes some debuffs from himself. So, pretty decent 3-star already. For a Mentor, it's really good. But
probably like
the real meat is gonna be. Oh, you can go if you wanted to see something.
I was just gonna say he's probably like the 3rd best, maybe even the 2nd best 3-star Mentor. So.
Probably the 2nd best, I'd say.
Yeah, it's quite good. Okay, you can continue, sorry.
But yeah. The real meat here is gonna be on his 5-star, obviously. So, we'll go through his skills one by one again. In his first skill, he gets this irremovable buff pseudo skill that allows him to give both turn start, demonic pact to himself, and contractual dues. And basically, what this does is, while he has both of these statuses up, he has a 6 times multiplier for damage, and he also reduces damage taken to 30%. And he also increases his own CP by 20% at the end of the turn. And he gets this permanently, basically. And usually, due to this, these skills as trigger timings, if you don't have Demonic Pact up and you have Contractual Dues, which is going to be the purple debuff thing, you will decrease your skill activation rate by 100%, and you'll also take 10,000 damage, or an additional 10,000 damage if you get attacked, which is basically an insta-kill for most units. But Mononobe will just keep refreshing Demonic Pact, so this will never happen. And he also has no turn start or phase start effects, so the gimmicky pseudo skill lock every 2 turns because of usually you need to like move to refresh it will also never happen. who also it just doesn't matter to him. And okay, he also has the ability to give Demonic Pact and these contractual dues to his allies after moving in a square around him, and this is guaranteed out of the box. So he's able to give your allies that 6 times damage multiplier and the CP gen and the defensive boost. And he still has the ability to give himself up and change all if you decide to move him. And this is also guaranteed. So already pretty big stuff. His second skill, basically he has this pull when appearing, and what it does is that it just fits your units in this 2x2 neat box at the start of the quest. As long as they don't have like any knockback resistance, he'll just instantly place your units all together. And that is like probably one of the best repositioning tools in the game. It's probably like a side grade for the big movement expansion from like main quest Gnarl and Summer Zhao, because this works better with units you don't want to move. And he also has Glint to himself and allies after he moves at a 90% rate, which is also guaranteeable. Plus, he has the quest start additional unit XP, which is also which also exists in its V-Star. So he's one of the few units, one of 2 actually, who has the mentor skill, quote unquote, in their high rarity card. The other one being Dead, who is now probably also 6 feet under because of Mononobe.
True to his name, he is dead.
Yeah. Alright, third skill. He has the Ardor to himself at 90% rate after moving, and his debuff rates have been buffed to 50% for Fear and 80% for Drain. Again, kind of memey. Fear is decent if you can proc it, but, you know, it's Fear. Alright, his fourth skill. His attack at pistol has been buffed to 90%, so it's just going to be guaranteed if you can skill seed him or give him glint or something. And it also has its range extended by a square, so it's now in a 2 square cross radius as opposed to adjacent. So this is quite good, obviously. But now he also has this crit plus pistol at move phase end at turn 5 and beyond. And this happens to the unit directly in front of him. So this is quite insane, actually, because with his Demonic Pact and Contractual Dues, as well as Attack Up and now Crit plus, he's probably one of the best pocket buffers in the game. Let me do the math real quick.
It's 79 times.
Yeah. That is an insane multiplier. Just right off the bat. And that's like not even including his other utility. Yes, you do need to wait for it to be turn 5 and beyond, but just having that exist is kind of crazy. And his debuff removal has also been buffed to 40%, so it's a little bit more reliable now. And he also has this one appearing skill lock resistance and bind resistance to himself and allies in a square around him. So the only thing that can actually shut him down is going to be like immobility skills or statuses and double lock. And his CS is also a board right attack, and he gets debuff removal to himself, and crit, and defense stuff, and defense up to himself and allies, to the entire board. Alright, that was a lot. So, this unit is fucking insane. He has the best allied pool with the by being able to put everyone in like probably the best positions possible for most maps. He has insane damage amps when you move him, as well as being able to deal damage himself because he has the Divine Attribute, he has Ardor, and he has Open Change All. So he's kind of like a mini Summer Shiva, if you will. But yeah. And the fact that he has the Mentor skill as well means that he can just shit on dungeons. Like, he can practically solo them if you give him like blossoms and 1 point of affiliations. So any challenging dungeon runs are no more. You can just use Mononobe and he'll just wipe the floor with them. And even if he doesn't do that, you'll still have the massive buffs from his Demonic Pact and also attack up and crit plus. As well as his ability to maybe kite with fear. And I should also point out that it's actually quite easy for him to get his charge up as well, due to him getting Ardor and Contractual Dues into Demonic Pact. So he's getting like 25 CP at the end of each turn. Which is kind of silly. That's the same as Arsalan's Unstring Strengthening, which gives 25 CP. So yeah. I think I'll just let Ara talk if he wants to now. I guess some thoughts out his mind.
Inviting me to talk. Did you want to say something first, though, or should I go?
You can go. I want to sleep.
Poor polar bear needs to hibernate. Okay. And I don't really like Kyoma. I'm gonna be real with you. He's too good. He's actually like actively harmful for the game because I'm gonna let you know right now. He's the best unit in the game. Like, I normally reserve that for Andvari, and technically Andvari does have the more relevant boost, but you know, Mononobe boosts a relevant resource too. Plus, Kyoma is like out of the way, like so much better generally than Andvari too, obviously. And it's not even a mutually exclusive thing too. Oh my god, I have such a headache with this unit. The more I think about him, the more I'm like, why did they release this unit? It breaks the game to a way that we can't ever go back to at this point. You know why I'm saying this? It's not him by himself being strong. It's the fact that, you know, my Rainbow Ticker recommendation video where I both recommended Jihad and Oscar? Like, Kyoma is so good that neither of those choices are particularly amazing anymore. He displaces the best units in the game. Oscar, like, he does more damage than him during his weaker phase. And not to mention, he's defensive. And, you know, Wakon Tonka Infinity with his board-wide amp, it's like... what Kyoma has effectively is a board-wide amp too, because even though it's not board-wide, he pulls everyone in such that they're close enough for a local amp to work, including his own stupid amp. Diad, of course, he just blows him out of water because on top of having the same mentor bonus, he just board wipes everything easily. So the best units in the game, he displaces in terms of... I'm gonna have to like rate them lower the next time I ever evaluate them, because there's like, to his existence alone, other good units don't seem as good. Other amazing units don't seem as good. But yeah, let's run down the individual points here. So, for dungeons, he trivializes all dungeons, which is, by the way, the only remaining challenging content in this game for veterans because of mentor runs existing. Challenges in high difficulty quests from events are not challenging anymore. That should have been established a while ago. Dailies are not challenging, obviously. So, like, the only challenging content in this game every day to face is dungeons and mentor runs. That's no longer true with Kyoma. He board wipes everything. And, you know, he can still be as relevant as Jihad in terms of the boost. You just need to dispatch him to missionaries or beast tamers if you want someone to use him for support. So if you are borrowing a Kyoma from support, be sure to borrow one that has that respective card EXP booster. It doesn't really matter which one, because this shit's guaranteed, and it doesn't matter what anyone else does. No one else needs a glint. He already gives glint anyways. And you can also dispatch him to summoners if you want to for that token boost, because we don't technically have enough card EXP boosters for all slots yet. If you want to increase his damage further, which by the way is like completely unnecessary because he's doing enough on his own, you can use double Kyoma for even more stupidity, so that his board wipe is always massively amplified by his attack up, and his late game crit plus, which synergizes with dungeons perfectly, because for the latest tier of dungeons, it's just phase 5 and phase 10 are the ones which have the bosses, or the enemies with the most HP, which means that you're just doing extra damage on those turns to compensate for that. So very, very, very dumb. On the off chance, like, I don't know, if for some reason you're playing Shinjuku, which you shouldn't be, because the enemies might survive with evasion or some shit. It doesn't matter, because he has like an insane amount of permanent massive advantage state. What I mean by this is, yes, he has contractual dues and artifact, so he is already reducing what's called damage by up to a third of it permanently. That's not, like, non-negotiable. On top of that, he's divine type, so that also just halves it further. So no matter what he does, whether he's skill locked or not, he's still gonna have that massive amount of defense. It's gonna be impossible to kill him, essentially. And oh my god, I'm just disgusted by this unit. It's actually, I fucking hate this garbage. Like, how am I gonna even have fun with this game after? Jeez, just for the nade, don't see him. But yeah,
just don't use him like that.
But why would I not use him if I have him? I'm only not gonna use him for these demonstrations, so that I can justify still pulling other units or showing how they work. But the moment Kyoma exists, it's like none of that matters. He has if you're alternating between them right now, you can see you can have 2 stupid board wipes every turn, which is like already overkill, completely unnecessary, but you can. What the fuck?
That's kind of silly. I thought you'd be using like at least Oscar here.
I'm leveling up.
They complement each other.
I mean, I could level up Oscar, but I don't know. I'm actually not going to be leveling up Kyoma anymore until the next card EXP booster comes out, just so that I can... It doesn't matter. Even with 1 Kyoma, which I'll be taking support, it's like... It's still... The game's easy. It's so tough. Just moving me on Qinglong or some garbage like that. I don't know. Also... Yeah, go on.
This unit is quite a cut above the rest.
He's like... Good.
Like, even without his, like, board wiping, he has, like, probably the best damage jumps in the game right now. And he doesn't even have to, like, work that hard for it. Yeah. At worst, you just wait 5 turns, and now he just gives you free crit plus for no fucking reason. And he also enables, like, stupid shit. Like one-shotting the mirror and warmongers, just like playing normally as well. And he also gives your team like a lot of defense and CP gen from his contracts. So yeah, this is actually just like a do everything unit.
Harvey mentioned this to me in a private conversation before, but this is essentially an OC kit that we would laugh at if we saw it. But it's actually here. It's awful. I'm not even done talking about how busted he is. Like, you can just bring him to Ikebukuro and Yama to avoid evasion entirely, and then there's like no risk at all at that point. And he's also the only mentor that shares another guild with another mentor. So Raven Arthur, who is notably kind of hyper trash, but it doesn't matter because you're going to be bringing Raven Arthur now to enjoy that affiliation bonus with Kyoma to increase his damage even more, as if he wasn't strong enough.
I believe it. Kyoma now makes Raven Arthur good, because now you can just give him all these buffs and like, maybe move him, and now he can do some things maybe.
It's actually really sad. Raven Arthur is one of the shittiest units in this game, and yet he's gonna be in most teams now just because Kyoma is gonna be in most teams now. It's so awful. I hate this. So, that would be bad enough he'd kill dungeons, but he also kills free quests too. Because, he can do all free quests. There's footage for every single relevant free quest for chapter 13 and 14, as you can see right now, and it's guaranteed. Or there's already proven guaranteed clears with not too much investment in game masters. To be frank, it would be helpful if you did dispatch some units to more units to game masters though. But he does have one weakness which is notable once you start doing free quests, which is he kind of struggles against these null and infinity type units that you see in both the chapter 13 quest versus Ramu, well not Ramu, but Walter as well as Tangaroa Mugen. And you also face these null and infinity units in the chapter 14 quests. So he does struggle against them a bit, but you could also just amp him further. And also, he kind of perfectly synergizes with the other most busted unit in this game, Andvari. So if you bring double Andvari, you can just pull them in instantly, and then you can reposition them to handle the bosses with that additional demonic pact and attack up on Andvari, which he has neither, of course. So he will be boss killing Ramu through all his defense, and he will be chewing through Tangaroa Mugen and Walter very easily as well. Oh my god. So that's already proven. All my teams are now just dungeons, Kyoma. Free quests, Kyoma. Challenges, definitely not Kyoma because I don't want to see his stupid face anymore.
Alright, for those of you who aren't in the know, for late game Housamo, a lot of people will be doing, or will be using units that boost a specific resource in farm quests, even if they're less good than others. So most people will be using Andvari support because he boosts coin, and they might slot in some mentors in the sub slots. So Kyoma having mentor in his 5-star kit just means he's gonna be a very good choice for farm quests just all the time.
Yeah. I'd like to end off my comments with one thing, just to give you an idea. His damage with his Ardor by himself is gonna be 7.5k, and that's at a base. So because his attack stat is so low, he disproportionately benefits from attack seeding and blossoming, so you can easily double that to like 15k. And compare that to like Shiva, who has 15,000 damage per square, but yeah, he, it only works for the first 3 turns. And compare that with Oscar, whose weak phase, aka when he doesn't have his charge and when it's not turn 1, is only like less than 4,000 damage per square. It's like, he's the best board wiper in the game now. He's better than Oscar. Like, it's very easy to say he's better than Oscar, and he's better than Shiva. And you can consider him as a board-wide amp too, as I said. So, the other best damage amp in the game is going to be Walter at, what's it called? 13.2 times damage. But he gives the exact same multiplier with both contractual dues and attack up, Kyoma that is, and he gives even more once his crit plus is up. So yeah, he's already matching him in terms of that. And in fact, he's better than Walter because I know Harvey said it was a side grade compared to like, these what's it called, repositioners like Neural Acetate, but it's just better because he can, what's it called, he's an indirect buff to units that buff units locally. The most egregious case of this, which I'm surprised Harvey didn't mention yet, is Summer Labe. With Summer Labe's local amps, which is, that's usually the main issue of it, he's the strongest only with that small range that he gives buffs. It doesn't matter anymore because he can receive all those buffs to your entire team after you pull everyone with Kyoma. So there's like...
Yeah, I was gonna get to his best allies later, even though he is quite sufficient with like affiliations, as evident from the free quest farming. But yes, Summer Labe is gonna be one of the best buffers for him, obviously. One, because he pulls Labe into everyone's like 1 square round range, and also because Labe does not care for the contractual due timing. He has no he doesn't have any like phase return start timings in terms of buffing. It's just like his concentration. So he can just keep pumping out buffs whenever Mononobe moves again. At like no cost whatsoever. And they all pretty much overlap with Mononobe stuff too.
This unit sucks. Alright.
Aside from Summer Lab, there's like Crispus Horse, I guess. He gives Vigor and Concentration at base start. I think Yoritoma might be decent, but I think he has some turn start stuff, which is a bit iffy. So yeah, anyone who can like give buffs either when attacking or at the end of the move phase is gonna be ideal for him if you want to boost his damage. Oscar's there, I guess.
All range weakening, right?
Yeah, they do mutually benefit each other. Since Oscar would also like having more local damage amps near him as well.
I suppose it's like the one trade-off for him overriding Oscar. He doesn't completely step on his toes and isn't like, oh well, there's no place for you. He can just bring both, just like he can bring Kyoma and Andvari. My god. Are you still
Sanso's a nice budget pick for that.
Forgot about him again.
He gives like
Sanzo
crit or something, I guess.
gives crit plus at like when he's at high HP, I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
Yeah. It's guaranteed too due to the glints. from
Right,
Mononobe.
right.
So
He also, I forgot that he gives Clinton, so.
So, Sanso 3 is a very budget pick for him. Since
Yeah.
his crit is also at 90%.
There's also, Willy Wildcat. He gives a lot of buffs when he appears, and they all overlap with Mononobe's as well. And Mononobe can just boost his damage to even more stupid degrees.
It was nice knowing you, Housamo. 2019 to 2024, or whatever year again. Rest in peace.
Well, I've enjoyed using him.
It was fun team building a bit with them for a little while, yeah. But now all my teams are just Kyomas and Andvaris, so that's fun. Okay, well, if that's it for this unit, and I'm sure it isn't, but we have... Sorry?
This guy is like, wait, I'm not done yet talking. And then now he's like, well, if that's all for this unit.
I think I didn't just yap on for longer than Harvey.
Oh, like, okay, dude. I see how it is.
I asked for what you thought. I thought you were going to continue, but I'm just stopped at Sanzo. And I asked you to go first
Jesus.
too. Jeez. No, speak up.
He said G's, so you lose the argument again.
Oh my god. Okay, you are no longer EP. Please continue. Look, what did we miss? What site do you have?
I was gonna say that if you do, for some reason, use him with Curren, it's gonna block her turn start buff refreshment.
Yeah.
Curren
Don't do
gets
that.
fucked. No wonder he's in her dislike relationship chart.
Yeah, that's true.
I always found Dead a very questionable pick for the rainbow ticket, so I think it was kind of inevitable whenever we got a better mentor.
Okay, I knew a better mentor would be inevitable, but this isn't... It's not inevitable to this degree. It's just a better everything. What the fuck is this trash?
I mean, yeah, it's not like a better... I mean, it didn't have to be like this all range, I'm gonna pull everybody on first turn and then, apply price to contract stuff, but like, you knew it was gonna happen. Like,
no,
once there is like a better mentor on the support slot, like, you're not gonna use Dead.
I assume they might be able to synergize with each other, but Kyoma does not because he doesn't really synergize with any mentor, he just blows everything up. So, I didn't realize they would ever take this extreme measure. Jesus Christ. But
anyways, yeah, I don't think most of you people watching right now will care about this optimization, but if you want to get your free clear and the extra 10% EXP, I guess you might as well use them, right?
Yeah, when people are gonna pick between like Andvari support or Mononobe support to boost a resource, Mononobe is gonna probably be picked a lot for casual players.
Yeah, just because of like gameplay. I don't know. I don't think most people will even care about the EXP. They'll just like pick him because it's like this quest was too hard. Like you see it in like the Japanese like comments. They're like, this quest is too hard. And then like Mononobe releases this like, thank you, LifeWonders. Like, okay.
You always bring up these like alleged Japanese comments. I'm like, where are you reading this from? A form I don't know about.
I read it in the Zawa forum.
Yep.
See.
The wiki.
I know the wiki. Does it have like a comment section or something?
Yeah, it's called Zawa.
Oh.
So you go to like zawa.jp/Housamo.
Yeah, go ahead and...
That's like where the
later.
wiki comments are on the wiki. Like, if you go to like character pages, you like sometimes see Japanese people's comments. The zawa.jp/Housamo just collects all those comments. It was actually kind of funny. When this banner came out, there's a comment about Mononobe that was like, in my humble opinion, Mononobe is the most overpowered character ever in this game. I was like, I guess that is a humble opinion, huh?
I mean,
Yeah.
It's not even a stretch to say that. It's like, you could say that as a beginner, and, the sense would be true. I'm saying that as a veteran, and I'm saying it's still true, so...
Okay, so this guy who says Housamo wiki comments are awful and unhinged, we're talking about the Japanese wiki, even though you might just be talking about the regular wiki, and I know about that, but yeah, we're actually talking about the Japanese wiki, which is separate from, the regular actual English wiki. So yeah, we're talking about something else.
Good website. This is the first time I'm seeing this website. What is that? There's
Yeah.
56.
But yeah, it's kind of an interesting look, the Japanese comments, because of they're more casual, I think. So yeah. And they have like some whale comments that I always find a little surprising. Like, I finally got SALV 100 Valentine Tanetomo. I was like, okay, that's interesting. You actually pulled up Snow Fight that much. Yeah.
Well, there's one for everyone, I guess. You have quite a few SALV 100 units yourself, don't you?
Me?
You have Valentine Gunzo and Tendelos now, I think.
Yeah. Oh, you actually contribute, Lynn? That's interesting.
That is surprising, yeah.
I kind of expected
guess-
it, to be honest.
I guess if you're bilingual, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the Japanese wiki is actually pretty interesting to read sometimes because of the trivia.
It's okay.
It had like all the Summon Day trivia explaining like the mythological connection.
I do use the Japanese wiki sometimes for information that wasn't available on our wiki. Like, it's available now, but only because I was cross-referencing the wiki for the release dates and the version numbers of each state. So that was a good cataloging that we didn't have previously in the English wiki. So thank
Also-
you, Lynn, for that. Apparently you're contributing.
This is unrelated to Mononobe, but I was looking how to pronounce the name Shiva because he kept pronouncing it as Shiva.
Yeah.
And I think you've been saying it wrong the entire time.
I'm pretty sure it's Shiva, at least in terms of its native pronunciation.
because I think Shiva might be the pronunciation for the Jewish mourning period, but Shiva is for the Hindu deity.
I just looked at the IPA translation and also saw or checked out some videos of people saying that within one of the Hindi languages, and I heard Shiva, so.
Okay. Well, if you're wrong, I'm letting you know now.
I'll double
You
check
heard it first from me.
I do research on this stuff, okay? So it's not just I'm doing some random bullshit.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, if you go to the Indian temple and you go, say, like, Shiva or something, just be warned that Housamo warned you first when they start beating you down with
Okay, if you say so.
pacifism.
Milk will
I looked it
teleport
up.
to
That's
India
totally
and
Shiva.
say, I told you so.
It's
before
totally, they
disappearing
totally
again.
pronounce it as Shiva, not Shiva. Why are we even talking about Cena? Can we not? Jeez.
Well, I heard Shiva and I was like,
It's
this
triggering
can't be
something
right.
new.
And I was like, okay.
Like, I actually look
Mononobe.
up Shiva's, like, Indian name, and then, like, I look it up on YouTube, and then, like search for a native speaker. I do that shit every single time. It's annoying, but I think it's worth the effort.
But yeah, Mononobe. I don't have him, so I'm not in this whatever moral panic that Ara is in right now. I think it's nice that it makes dungeons a lot faster for me, to be honest. I think you are even said something to that effect before.
Oh, right.
At least
I forgot to mention one thing, but with regards to that, it does make it easier, but it also means you're not going to be playing with a unit that you want to level with anymore.
Yeah, you were like, I'm tired of tapping dead for 3 years. LifeWonders, give me something new. And
I
then
don't
got
mean
this,
it like
right?
that. I'm still able to bring like Inaba or like Walter, and then they synergize in terms of making him stronger or getting his charge up faster. Like, what's this? It doesn't matter who you bring with fucking like this dude anymore. Kyoma.
I'm just jesting. I'm just amused by your monkey's paw situation.
Shut up, jeez. I just wanted
You lost.
fun. This is not fun. This does not bring happiness. I hate this.
I'm thankful that I now have an out, because I'd rather not use garbage units like
Tianzin.
Vanilla Lab. Tianzin was actually really nice, because I got to play around with like using his defensive stuff and like stalling and removing debuffs with Qinglong's Purification.
Don't you want to remove debuffs with regular Lab?
Regular Lab does no damage. He gives no damage. He has
Harder 50%.
no defensive shenanigans. He's useless. And Summer Gangly has no range and no movement, so he sucks ass to use.
I'm telling you that like lack of movement is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I was like reading.
That's why.
His
That's
skills,
why I
and
was
thought
like-
he had like at least like vertical movement, right?
No,
But no, he has nothing actually.
no, yeah. He's surfing, but he's not.
Like walking on the sand, the surfboard on the sand. I don't actually know how to surf.
Yeah, it's fucking ass dungeon. So
Yeah, so that's why I like completely ignored him during the current segment where, you know, technically you can say he's like he gets his 6 times acceleration strengthening. But it's like this unit sucks.
yeah, he's like he pretty much lives and dies by his charge. 'Cause that's like his only main form of like actual range. But he doesn't have any CP gen outside of spawning on the map. So L. Alright, I forgot to mention this, but he also has, or Mononobe also has a decent selection of ARs, even though he's limited by his attribute. Most notably, he can equip the Alice Jambabon AR, which gives concentration at phase start, and due to the nature of his when-appearing pull, he will automatically just give concentration to his allies on top of his current amps. So That is kinda funny.
It is
Other than
a
that-
Kyoma moment.
Other than that, you can equip the Oscar Loki AR to boost blossoms and maybe a light dig when shot range. He doesn't really need it. But yeah.
I hope the
If you
next
want
2
him to
years they
give-
just release all-around units that counter all range, and also remove all buffs and contract.
But yeah, if you want to give him a different AR, you're highly incentivized to move him into a different guild.
That's probably the main downside with bringing Kyoma for these free quests. You're gonna have to move him quite a bit if you want to put him on support, since other than seals, he can't equip blossom boosters, he can't equip sea boosters, he can't equip point boosters. He can't even...
You can equip the Blossom booster of Oscar and Loki, because he's just non-range.
Oh yeah, I guess again. Well, there's that. It is an
Yeah.
option.
But yeah, outside of that, he is quite investment heavy if you want to make the most out of him.
Yeah, I decided to spend my remaining 4 platinum tickets just to boost up Kyoma with affiliation garbage. So, Kyoma has ruined my anniversary, and I will never forgive him.
What were you planning with the rest of your tickets, anyways?
I was thinking of getting maybe Coin, maybe Sanzo, but then the team building instant came up in me, and I was like, okay, but what if I do everything with Mononobe? And then I did, and I'm like, well, fuck.
Okay, well, that's kind of on you, isn't it? This is your way of thinking. It's all your fault.
If there is a mountain to be climbed, I will climb it, even if it makes everything look like shit from above.
Well, if there's one unit to be sitting on the top, I don't really mind if it's Mononobe. I think his art looks pretty good. It's probably the best of Bomb's work, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I totally agree, but I'm only using his Salmon skin just because his voice line when he's like yosh yosh is actually pretty annoying, so I do like his... Nah. His Salmon skin has less annoying voice line, so that's the only reason why I swapped him. Plus everyone else has regular Mononobe up, so I figured I'll be quirky. Especially
I think
that.
I have like one Mononobe skin who has his like robe skin on. But yeah, art-wise, he looks really good.
Yeah, it's
I
treading
think
the line
it's-
between like sprite and actual equip based on how detailed it is.
His weakest skin is probably the one where he's half naked. Just because you have to see Bomb feet again.
Yeah, well, it's about as expected. I'm not a big fan of his graduation skin either. I mean, I like the background, but not a fan of the forward-facing image. Kind of reminds me of like the Oath ARs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like Oath ARs all over again.
The diagonal neutral smile.
Imagine if they just like reuse that for like his Oath AR for some reason.
No.
Just like
Oh
I
my
mean-
god.
They did it with Alp in that recent AR.
oh,
The guy who like copy pasted Halloween Alp's face.
Kind of, yeah, I guess.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
looked like normal elf. Nothing changed. Okay, I forget if...
Oh, yeah.
We haven't even started reading the chat yet. Sorry, do you have more comments?
I was gonna ask Milk if what he thought about like this banner's character art design wise.
I mean,
You mean Curren's and Mononobe's art?
Yeah.
I heard banner. I heard you say the words "what I thought about the banner." I was like gonna say instantly shit because this fucking break and Mephistopheles kept showing up, and it's like, dude, I just want Mononobe 3-star, and I had to do like 3 multis just to get him. And like for some reason, like break and Mephistopheles like show up way more than the other two. I don't know why, but yeah.
I...
The art wise though, I think Curren actually has like one of the best arts in the game in my opinion. Like I think it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
we've already seen it before, but like you know, for like anime girl,
it's pretty fucking cool looking when you have a mecha in the back.
Yeah, it's really well done, like composition wise.
Mononobe. Yeah, I think it's one of the best bomb arts in the game, like you said. I don't think he even got help for it. I don't remember seeing a plus LW when the thing released. So it was just Bomb drawing like 4 skins. So I was like, okay, cool. I actually like his graduation thing. I don't really care too much about the Oath AR similarity, so I think it's nice that he looks like he's dying in his coffin of sakura flowers. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's like neat to see a graduation skin. I know it like kind of makes you think that the game is ending. Maybe it is. Maybe it is ending soon. But considering that LifeWonders, put out their like plans for the 9th year to put these quality of life changes, it seems like it's just the end of part 2, and maybe they'll do like a part 3. Who knows if it'll be like the same
definitely
life
have
as
a
these
book 3
books.
planned. I think they've said that before.
Yeah, I just don't know if like the extra part will just be like, like side contents, like
Yeah.
not serious and end of the world stuff shenanigans. It doesn't really seem that way though. Chapter 16 seems fairly serious from what I read.
Yay! Don't smile me though.
It's just like preview stuff, so yeah. But
Yeah. I don't really see them like wrapping it up, but like very neatly. But after chapter 15, who the fuck knows? So yeah.
I'm excited.
I think there's still more to go. Well, I was like kind of surprised that like Kare's story, like Erbie's playthrough of it, like went way longer than I thought. So
yeah,
maybe-
go check that out. It's finally fully translated. Took over a year. I had a hand in helping with translating it too.
yeah, I need to watch all of it. I've been lazy.
I feel it.
But it's like, I guess like Hansuke definitely has it in him to write a shit ton more, I guess, because I feel like, considering how much he wrote for Kare, which I thought was way smaller than I thought.
It is quite extensive, yeah.
He probably has more juice in him to put in a book 3.
You'll see a lot of the connecting themes between Housamo and Kare. So you'll see, if Kare ended prematurely, if you believe that, then you'll see that they really took their time to explore the ideas they maybe weren't fully able to in Kare. And I'm excited to see what direction they're going to take from this game moving on forward, since there's a lot of concepts there that eventually ends, but hopefully, as you said, doesn't seem like it's going to end soon, maybe. Anyway,
Yeah. I was gonna make a joke about how now Tokyo Afterschool Summoners will actually be after school since we've graduated.
Funny. Okay, before we continue with these general questions or topics that aren't about Mononobe Kedimura, can we read out the chat?
Sure. I got 63 votes in your poll.
Oh, that's all.
Where did we leave? Oh my god, I fucked myself by picking this unit. Where did
We
veered
left
off
at
quite well.
Joe saying bye, fat ass.
Have fun with all that. Maybe read it as fast as you can, or even just skip whatever you think is not interesting. I don't know.
I'll fucking try. Alright, better than fully upgraded Bigfoot with 20 level seeds and 10 skill seeds until all variations maxed out like me, cat in a box. What's that, Grandpa? Sooner or later, I will have her 5 stars. Triumph, triumph, triumph. Also, my issue with Chapter 15 farm stages is that it dropped +1 blossoms, ... at the stage, guaranteed to drop at least 1 +10 and 1 +5 blossoms would make the stage better. Little blossoms are +3, by the way. +1 blossoms make overall value of blossom dropped lower than Chapter 14 farm. Yeah. Most people are going to be doing Chapter 14 just because it also gives you a good amount of stat boosts from the seed drops, which are going to be +10 stats, compared to Chapter 15's lesser blossom drops, which only give +1 in stat boost and also will drain your coin. don't make it too hard to me. Have good 5-star LifeWonders dumb. Does he give crit plus plus to himself? No, he does not. He only gives it to the unit in front of him.
Bring
But
two of
you
them.
could technically spread it back to him if you use someone like Fafner's CS. No, unfortunately. No, but that's why you use double Mononobe. Right. The Mononobe 69 strat.
I hate how double Mononobe even makes sense. Like, double Jet never made sense, but Mononobe gets the cheat.
Alright. So how good is Mononobe? He's fucking busted. Most broken unit in the game, probably. It depends. How does Drain and Fear works on enemy turn again? It won't interfere with current 100 CB debuffs, right? Drain and Fear apply at the end of the turn. So, if you're talking about, like, Curren's thing, it won't, like, interfere with that now. He is overall good on most maps. He also performs well on dungeon map, especially with Mentor Boost granting an extra 10% XP gain for all unit. Board wipe king right now in his era, and then we have Mononobe boosting Oscar damage even more with all range attack. Hell yeah, this man has everything. Buff checked, all range attack checked, Mentor XP boost checked. I'm so glad this man is finally playable. Yep, he's finally out of his gay baby jail after 7.5 years.
I should have stayed
I
in
believe
jail.
I believe I dispatched Mononobe to Missionary so he could use Fellowship of Holy Fists AR to boost XP gain further. How will the Oscar meme look like now? Just copy and paste Mononobe's face over it. That'll be fine. You could use Mononobe with Oscar together to amp your board wipe even more. Totally not overkill. Of course, the best teacher in the entire game is OP. Actually, the best teacher is Tianzhen.
Of course.
Good thing I got this OP OC kit then. Any stage Kyoma, but in terms of coin stage, it is still resort Andvari at the end of the day. Well, yeah, you should always be boosting coin if you're farming coin. I think that makes sense. But like, there's only so many actual coin booster units in the game right now. It's just Andvari and Lucky Cat. So you can definitely fit in Mononobe if you wanted to. I'm so pulling for him now, but Mononobe doesn't have skill lock by protection after 4th turn, which means he got to finish stage fast. He loses those resistances, but he also gets that stupid ass crit plus plus pistol in exchange for that, so
Yeah.
it's a fair exchange, I would say.
Just think of it like the farming part of the skill. You know? Like, it's there to make him workable for Chapter 14 and 13 farms. Wherever skill lock is an issue. EP milk.
This is why they skivoed Shiro for that debuff removal after hitting. Well, both Mononobe and Curren 5 stars are very good, rate 10 out of 10 in my opinion, but I still want Curren 5 star. I don't even have Resort Andvari in a box, it's all bomb in the end. Me seeing stuff like this coming for ages, but it's only noticeable now because it's a resource booster. Erbie. I wished we have more units with coin boosts though. I agree. Should I play the Blossom dungeons when they release or the normal XP dungeons? Just normal ... Blossom dungeon, is it worth it? It's up to you. If you're not raising anyone, then you might as well do Blossom dungeon. But if you are, then definitely go for it, unit XP. It's so crazy that Mononobe doesn't have MC and Fear for me on his like chart.
He
does
likes
he have?
Kirito. He likes
that's
conspiring with Kirito to murder us because he actually hates our ass.
Canon? It doesn't have any boost from AR. Boost somehow. ... I don't know what you're talking about. When will they make the units go finally?
Probably talking about the Blossom dungeon.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
ARs, but blossoms are guaranteed, so there's no reason to use blossom ARs in those.
This is when we need another AR token booster. When will they make the units go finally above 100 level? I don't think I want that actually. Seeing a crit plus buff at a proc rate at 50 to 100 instead of 4 to 8 is something. Also the fact it can be applied to other units and not themselves. Yeah. Kinda silly how all of this good stuff is like guaranteed or guaranteeable. I pulled Mononobe just because of his mentor 10% XP boost.
I respect that.
Now I'm locking on Resort Andvari. Daddy Mononobe came back with the milk in our diploma, but where's our 6+ years of child support he hasn't paid us? True, he needs a boost coin as well. Housamo wiki comments are awful and unhinged. Speaking of wiki, I'm surprised Housamo wiki is still having some character lines chart untranslated/empty. Yeah, people don't really like maintain that anymore. It's just like, if you have someone who works on the wiki and they like a unit a lot, they might do that, but other than that, if you want to put the lines on there, you have to kind of do it yourself. The thing I hate most about Housamo is still some lines and skills untranslated. OMG, I'm a regular contributor to the Japanese wiki actually. It's talking lately though. Is Mononobe on Makan and Infinity's level of a good unit? He is that times 3. Punyata, the more you know. Did they add Yule to suggested units already? He's better than Makan Mugen. They added Hakumen instead. Walter. I somehow got both, but now I don't know what team to use for them. Help. XD. Just like go through the stream later, or we'll have connotations for everything.
Yeah.
Use both of them so that Mononobe can do the skill lock on Curren.
Please do not do that.
It's based. Shiva me timbers.
See?
Ask people who
Even Harvey's the
speak-
Shiva.
Yeah, because I had to make the joke work. I usually say Shiva. I don't even know if I get the 5 stars or anymore. Who is a good teammate for Mononobe? I know Oscar and Chinglar are good, but who else? Summer Labe and Santo. Oh yeah, and you can also use Christmas Tata to spread back attack up, and then also get concentration from that. If we're talking about like people in his guild, I think it's just Raven Arthur if you want to boost XP, and then like Nightmare Jamavan because he has he can be used for alternate moving, and then he has some overlapping effects with Mononobe as well.
But Christmas Tita will miss his buffs on phase and turn start.
You'll live. I'm not gonna try to pull from Mononobe. I'll get him next anniversary. I have every event 5 stars. Event this.
It's a bold
Put him with
choice.
Kasuga, Curren, and Masashi, all of them in 5 stars. Flux. You could do that. It is severely overkill, but yeah, you could do that. I spent 200 stones and 13 tickets to get Mr. Mononobe melting. Slowly hiding so they got both 5 stars, Curren and Mononobe within 29 pulls. Yeah, you should not be seeing that. You're gonna get put on a list. For real? Summer Labe is decent-ish.
Oh
Because
no,
my
the
brother-
furry Kuri propaganda got to
Oh
him.
my-
No.
He's a bit more than decent, I'd say.
Especially with Mononobe.
I swear, luck have never been on my side before, but I'm glad it did this time. Yeah, this is a good banner to get both 5 stars. Even better if you can get both of them without having to like get jump scared by Break and Mephistopheles. Because those bozos are not going to be used ever. Talking about regular Labe, trust the regular Labe date quest Skivo.
Surely.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. telling
Right.
you. And I'm gonna teleport and say I told you so, just like Milk when he does it in India.
You know who we also got an Evo for day quests? Moon. Ooh.
He did get a Skivo, it's just he's not a good one because he's a 4-star. But Lei was a 5-star, so it's gonna be good.
Of course.
50% arter to 100%. Oh, never mind, it was 39 pulls, 19 tickets, and 100 crystals. Okay. I don't believe in luck shit. Curren skills is kind of confusing to me. Just rewatch the stream, I guess. we do go over Curren a fair amount. We are truly blessed with login rewards because I would not even be close to pulling anything without them.
That's true. I don't think I would have been able to get both Curren and Mononobe without the free resources we got. And also the bonus 50 cents you get for the rainbow, the limited pick ticket.
I also don't, because I already once tried to pull for Bigfoot with 800 crystals, but I got 5 Kirito dupes and Bigfoot on last attempt. You got 5 Kirito dupes?
Yo, big CS.
He is actually quite good with the CS.
And his CS skills is quite hard, but 5 Kirito dupes is crazy with 800 stones. Unreal ... Julie is confusing, it is very easy to understand. Gamaji, Dragonheart units will never get extra variant. Smirk. Also, Mononobe's skill lock resistance seems to happen before the pull, so if your units are far away at the start, they won't get it. Try breaking him before Chapter 14 attack Blossom Farm and realize that's how it works. Yeah. If there's multiple when appearing triggers, they will all happen at the same time. So you can't, you manipulate turn order and then have, Mononobe pull in a unit with, a local when appearing trigger. That's not gonna work.
A tangentially related, but it's a bit sad with the on-arrival thing happening for the skill effects before the pull. So you can't actually apply skill lock to your, or skill lock resistance to your entire team. Just the one that spawns directly next to him.
Yeah. That's why they should change that. They should buff them and make it phase start
No.
turn 1.
No more buffs. Let Kyoma die.
He needs to be bigger. Almost pulled an Evangelion. His art did improve a lot, not gonna lie. Bomb drawing foreskins, flush. Wololos.
Well, Lynn is joking, but technically, he did with Yorm. That one fan art.
I mean, he's done Smut before, so no surprise.
Now imagine Curren 5 stars with 2 new skill evolutions like Bublum and Suzuka, which will be more overpowered than before. Why would she get 2 skill evos though? She hardly needs it.
To make her as good as Kyoma. Ooh. This game's stupid.
They should Skivo Kyoma again.
No.
What a big coincidence that I'm also graduating this Tuesday. Oh, congrats, Floof. We should draw Tianzin. Giving you in the diploma, like Mononobe. Atlan into Foreskin noted. I don't want to pull any new units. I'm trying to get all of them. 1 star to 5 star to limit break 3. Have fun with that. Housamo got a lot of quality of light updates, so when will we have pity in this game? Yeah. Who fucking knows? Your pity is Omega whaling and maxing every SALV in the game. Bye everyone, I will this night try to gain both Kyoma, Mononobe, and Curren with MSC1 5 stars. Wait, see ya. Hell yeah. 10th anniversary, obviously. Clown. Labe mentioned. Including every attribute that's 1 star to 2 star. I'm glad this game have a lack of game balance, cause a unit like this shouldn't happen or be nerfed real quick. Disclaimer about Kirito pull, it was 3 dupes my bad, I blame my absent mind. OMG true, ...
Still alive, guys? Okay. Thank you for covering that huge wall of text. Did you still have the energy to talk about anything else with regards to this anniversary? Actually, yeah. We only mostly just talked about this banner. But what about the rest of the anniversary? Have any thoughts about the platinum tickets, the selection, or the limited picks? Anything at all?
I haven't used my Perma 5-star ticket. I don't know. I think I actually might pick Enthusiast for being quirky. But I don't know. I'm just gonna hold on to it for now. I did buy the limited ticket selector, but I am gonna wait for picking the 5-star unit, depending on what the elements are this Christmas banner, since the limited ticket expires on the 20th. So I think the Christmas banner should be there around now by then. I'm actually a little worried. I don't know if it'll overlap with this anniversary, because I think this anniversary ends at like the 14th or something.
Yeah.
So I don't think they will just rush a Christmas event in 2 weeks. So I think it might start earlier. Who knows?
Oh,
I think it'll start on the 13th. Because last anniversary, it ended on the 8th, and then on that same day, that's when Oedo Christmas released. So this anniversary is going to end on the 13th. So I'm going to assume that that's when Christmas is going to start.
I don't think they'll just do a 2-week Christmas though.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Speaking of Christmas, are we finally allowed to talk about the units? Harvey, is the embargo finally over?
Well, do it at the very end of the stream.
The bait is real. Okay. Gotta get that last second viewership. We will reveal what the leaked units are for the Christmas variants at the end, so stay tuned, everyone. Jeez.
For my 4-star selector, I bought Halloween Tsukuyomi, which the other two people think is insane, but I literally didn't really have much to pick, so I didn't really care. The 3-star ticket is just whatever.
You had
I don't
Ellie to
care.
pick. You're just like, Ellie's so quirky, and you're like, but Tsukuyomi, yeah, like, whatever. Whatever, I don't know what goes on in your head.
It's literally like no difference to me. Like, I'm gonna use them once. It's not a big deal.
Ellie's so versatile. You're probably use her a lot more than once. Well, it depends on what kind of games you play with her, I guess. I use Tsukuyomi quite a few times too, though. But yeah, for me, I got peer pressured into getting Oscar on stream. I had doubts about it though since I got Mononobe. I could have gotten Gabriel or what's called Loki instead. I'm regretting it now. But damn it.
Who's the first one that you said?
Gabriel.
Oh, Gabriel? Damn.
She's
That is
fun.
an interesting pick. Is she really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That maybe the chat saved you.
Wow.
I'm the one who saved her. I was the one who was like, you can use them together. It's like, okay, I will redeem Oscar. And now you have both Oscar and Mononobe for all range memes.
Oscar already breaks the game, and the fact now I have both, I don't know, I'm numb. I'm not.
You could have had the Gabriel Mononobe teams. Sad. They do nothing.
True. She could have moved Curren around. Ooh. With her +2 movement.
Oh right. There's one last thing, right? Oh yeah. 8 tickets. Yeah, I spent it on the level skill seeds and guild certs. The last 2 on Kimun. I think those first 6 are like the most time limited rewards, like gated by events and shit, so I think everybody should get them.
You actually farm seals.
No, not the seals, the certificates.
I know, that's why, you actually farm them so that you don't need to redeem them.
I have 2,100 seals in
Are-
my inventory. I don't need them.
Have you not swapped anyone? Jeez.
I haven't had the need to.
Okay. Well, I beg to differ.
Because I haven't had the need to use affiliations ever.
Mm,
Suppose if you don't
I
have
am
Jet
now.
and no
I'm now
Mononobe.
affiliation filled, unfortunately.
I don't know. I find it very helpful for farming.
I mean, my farming team doesn't need affiliations anymore, so it's like, you know, it's like whatever.
What's your chapter 14 like Blossom team right now?
Me, if I wanted to be like a super optimizer, I just use like Zal and 2 Andvaris. But I'm not farming Blossom, so I'd have to think about it a little more.
Are you farming corn right now, or I forgot what you're farming.
I'm farming FP.
What the fuck?
So Arkandale is going to get all my FP, since he's the only person who has Loki
No.
with the warmongers they are.
That
What?
should've been me.
Wait, I don't have Loki. Never mind. I can't do that.
Yeah, it needs to be a
Why did we
Loki
redeem?
5, and it needs to have the warmongers they are.
Damn, maybe you should have gotten Loki.
I can swap out my Oscar for Gunnar Makata.
No, it's an auto team. It has to be Loki with the warmongers they are.
Boo.
Or I guess
Boo this man.
Fumi, but if you like, you'll transfer him. But I have questions about that stupid CS
Yeah.
that changes to below range.
But yeah, I think that immobility resistance to Curren was also to prevent you from just perma-locking yourself, which would have been somewhat useful for farming, I guess, but oh well.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense
Yeah.
then.
You get a
Damn.
skill locker.
No, it would get removed. When the skill lock is off.
Use Mononobe and then never move him again.
No, but you want the thing to refresh.
Alright.
Yeah. Sad. No memes. I
Dog shit unit.
guess Ballor can do it. Guess this thing is turn start, right?
Yeah, it is. It's the same timing as Curren's, just every 2 turns instead.
Oh, that's why it's that's why it's not as great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
also less reliable, so which is kind of shit since you can't cycle Glint or concentration.
So yeah, other than those things, there actually hasn't really been that much for this anniversary for me. It's
We're
like
still waiting for the rest of the content to like drip in.
it's like technically we're still in Halloween Police rerun, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's so fucking awkward. How we have like half Stam going on and also this fuck ass rerun.
All the Andvaris are gone on support right now because of that. Everyone's Alps or Mononobe or Curren. It's like I have one Andvari with Blossomster. Like, where do y'all go? John Travolta.
Well, you have mine now too.
Did you
Yay.
skill seed him?
No,
I
you don't need
Then
skill seeds in this day and
I
age.
pretend I do not see. He needs it.
You don't need skill seeds. You can just use fucking all these rate boosters, all these affiliations, all these busted ass Mononobe units.
Yes.
Well, were you back reading the comment in general this morning?
Me?
'Cause- yeah.
No, I haven't back read anything. I only woke up
Okay.
and then I was
Yeah,
like,
we were talking about like this hyper optimal Mononobe Mentor team with double Andvari and for the chapter 14 Blossom Quest, and in order to brute force through it with like Andvari getting darkness and then Mononobe having to like finish the job, you do need he does need to maintain like his crit shit.
and break. Yeah.
Yeah. Which means he probably needs skill seeds, and he also can't be the one who takes drain from Oscar when he's getting him.
what?
It's time to skill seed.
Well,
him.
I'm not skill setting because it sounds dumb to spend money to get more money.
That's real life.
Well,
to be
on the
honest.
supporting variant, it probably doesn't matter too much because Mononobe gives glint anyways, and
Well, I guess it's spending money to get the same amount of money, just more consistently.
yeah, I've gotten good mileage out of Andvari, so I don't mind like skill seeding him.
Yeah. I just think that like right now, with the game as it is, it's like more questionable to just drop 27.5 mil.
Yeah, it's a little dubious.
It's not just for yourself, it's also so others can use your Andvari or be more likely to. As you can see, I have my own aversions to it, even though technically it doesn't count for me since I have Mononobe, but not everyone has Kyoma.
Well, the scary thing is that I know for a fact that somebody is using mine.
That is a scary fact.
Yeah, because I saw my FP rise, and I knew that it wasn't from me farming. Yeah.
They must also be equally starved of Andvaris, given they are now an endangered species. Thank you for that, Kyoma. Yet another reason
It
I
might
should
have been
pay
me,
you.
to be honest. I'm like rotating through like last login people right now, so
Oh,
yeah.
last logged in, the worst category.
I'm lazy.
That's how Erbie got tricked into picking Arch's fucking level 1 lab.
Okay, that one was funny. That was like coordinated. We all have the same lab skin. It's like Russian roulette.
Mhm. I do think though that right, going back to this anniversary, the news for the 9th year, they announced a bunch of quality of life updates. I'm looking forward to the profile update.
Oh yeah, there is no images of that, but I'm kind of excited for that too. I'm guessing
Yeah.
it's something like the Final Fantasy profiles where you just decorated and showed off or some shit.
Yeah, I'm imagining something like another Eidos, to be honest though. Maybe we'll have like a message. Maybe that's a bad idea in a game like this.
It'd be nice to have some more social features. So if there's a way to view each other's profiles from the friend screen, that would be nice. Give a bit more personality than just our supports.
I am a little disappointed though, because the quality of life updates that they announced do not mention the most requested feature that I want, which is rotating challenging content.
Right.
So the fact that it has been omitted is rather disappointing to me. That doesn't mean that they can't do it. I don't think they announced shit like, some of the quality of
speed
life
update,
updates
yeah.
they did in like Summer River, the switching the people in the shop. But it's a little disappointing that they didn't have the foresight to tell us like, hey, we know our game is too easy. We're gonna do some challenge shit on the regular. So
Especially
Yeah.
with
If there was a place for them to announce new challenging content, it would probably be when they announced like anniversary stuff. So not seeing it here is kind of a bummer.
I suppose they
But I
announced
mean,
some
the
other
quality
stuff
of life stuff that they did announce is like pretty good in my opinion. Stuff like the home BGM and like expressions.
How did I know you were gonna say everything except for the
I'm just
called,
gonna
the
get
unit
to
swap?
it. You didn't have to interrupt, and the support and the support unit switching. I just pulled up the page so that I can remember everything.
I see. I have a feeling the expression changes aren't going to apply to the battle icons. It's just going to be like in the screen itself when you're viewing them.
Yeah, I just think though the expression changes are nice for people who like to experiment with my guild, which is admittedly not as many people now with Sumo Snap, but I think a fair decent amount of people like playing with that feature for like fan purposes, so it's nice. The support listing is pretty good. I'm not sure how I feel about it though in a post Mononobe world, but yeah.
Yeah, this would have been
It's a thing.
so nice like 2-3 years ago, but now it's just like
Overkill with options.
Mononobe does not
It's like-
care.
It's like, does it matter? Maybe. Not. Maybe. Yeah.
At the very least, it might make challenge quests a bit more interesting if you can change how your support setup looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamboree Shiro in particular is going to be a big one because you can also use him with Mononobe.
No.
Oh, I get to use Manticore. Ooh.
Oh, right. Oh, you don't have to ask for people to submit footage.
Yeah, I was excited for this anniversary because I thought they were going to implement it here, but I guess I'll just have to keep on asking for footage until it's actually implemented. Oh well.
For the home BGM, does that only apply to like the main menu and stuff?
I would guess it would apply to whatever it randomizes to at the time for when you're at the main menu. So you should still maybe be able to hear the music still when you're looking through the map.
What do you mean by main menu?
Like, would it extend to like when you're previewing like the Babylon quests? Because that has a unique track when you're.
Oh, I think it would switch.
It'll probably switch, but there's no way to know until it comes out, really.
Yeah.
Okay. What tracks are you guys picking when it comes out?
I'm probably gonna pick the Virtual Summer Memory shop theme. That's a nice build up.
Yeah. I will be picking at least either Flamma or the other original track from Tokyo Saturday. And
Damn, they really
the
gave
Neon
it
Lights
some
are pretty good.
gay ass name like Flamma.
Flama.
I don't know what it means, but I just
Lama.
theirs. I don't know about the other two though. I'll just have to give it a feel. That's why I was talking about these two along with the other discussion partners. If we could do a music tier list stream of some kind, but it seems that we're leaning mostly towards negative, so that might not happen. I'm not sure though.
The negative one is me. Because I think music discussions are stupid. When it's like, when you have like somebody like, I like Stormy Rhapsody, you know, the Valentine
No
Crossroad
one's
battle
going
theme.
to say that unless
And
they're
it's like,
chat.
and then it's like, you're a fucking weirdo. And then it's like, well, you can't tell me what I don't like or like. And it's like, this is productive.
It's not supposed to be productive. It's just supposed to be fun. You're just
Well,
talking
if somebody
about
is
it.
like, I'm gonna put Stormy Rhapsody on my Housamo menu screen, it's like, Jesus, you know.
Just let them be contrarian. It's not about like picking who's right, even though we're making tier lists. That's mostly just an excuse to listen to every single song and give it a bit of a deep dive.
You want to deep dive into Stormy Rhapsody?
Well, I'll give it like 20 or 30 seconds and then we can move on.
Oh yeah, I was also asking because it'd be so nice if we could replace Fast Shooter with anything else.
Yeah.
You think we could replace songs mid-battle? I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Maybe
Unfortunately.
that's what we could do for fucking daily quests. It's all the same shit.
Why they would do
It's
that.
never changed.
Still
Remember
those-
when we had like Newsome farming and then like we'd have like Daikoku's theme playing? I think this year we actually had a new
Blossoming
unique track.
feature. It's kind of corny, but at least it was new.
Is that ever going to be used ever again? Maybe in future Newsomes, who knows?
Any sort of campaign where they don't know what to do with, I'm sure they'll use that music a lot.
Yeah, I forgot. Did we have farm quests for the date quest campaign this year?
I think we did. I remember like the secret last one with Kyoma. They didn't even put in.
Right, we
the
had.
quest,
I remember
so-
now. We had like the ugly ass drone pilot mobs, didn't we? Was
the
that this year?
roadkill. Yeah.
Yeah. Awful.
Anyways, we're
Alright,
leaning
I
on
was gonna
negative,
say-
but maybe Moke will change his mind. Maybe not. Who knows? We're not doing
I'm
it
not
anytime soon,
opposed. I'm not opposed to the concept of like a music stream. It just has to be like done in a not stupid way.
though. Well,
As for the track I would pick for my home screen, it's probably gonna be the chapter 15 story theme. And then I'll probably rotate it out like every 2 weeks or something.
Oh yeah,
get
that's
tired of it.
true. I'm actually a big fan of both chapter 15. They're like my only Housamo music in my everyday playlist. They're like so good.
Yeah.
Well, let me
I
just
like
search right
the
now.
instrumentals a lot for the story theme. Alright, was there any other anniversary content that we missed out on? Like, we talked about support changes and the home BGM.
You could also move the support slot sub slots maybe, so that you could just bring a team of just
Right,
bring
right.
units. So
That's
that would-
probably the thing that I'm gonna enjoy the most, because I don't... There's been like a lot of times where I just like don't use the support that often, and I'm like forced to pick someone's like fuck ass smoky god.
So, you know, we can optionally play with one less Andvari, just hide him in the back.
It's gonna be most prevalent for when I do like challenge quests, I think, because I usually have like the tools that I have already, but I'm forced to pick someone else's like thing, and they don't even get like affiliation bonus if I need it.
Yeah.
So this is quite a massive change for me.
It'll be interesting to see how it interacts with the, you know, if there's less than 3 people on your team. Since kind of just like force it to be second slot at that point. I don't know how it's gonna work out. We're gonna see how it's implemented. But yeah, it might make doing like solo clears a lot easier, depending on how it's done.
I don't think we missed anything other than like the affiliation number
Oh
expanding.
yeah. I mean,
The
you
dispatch number.
don't really use that, right? You said you didn't. Have you even swapped anyone?
I mean,
It was like
I
2100
swapped
sounds
my
like a lot.
MC just for like tycoons, but like
That's not
after
using the
that, it was
seals.
just like,
Have you not used any seals?
yeah. I mean, like I was like, who do I even want to swap? And I was like, I don't need to swap anybody. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm not swapping anybody.
Like,
I think the system was actually really big for Mononobe though, because he benefits a lot from guild dispatches. So having an extra slot just there already, it makes it a lot easier for people who already have invested guild to use them.
yeah, so you could swap them out if you want for any hyper invested guild. Although that's not me, I kind of spread my guild investment, so I don't mind investing more in Game Masters after redeeming the extra certificates and seals. But yeah, as for who I'm probably going to swap, I mean, this is just a good excuse to make your mentor team stronger. Never mind, what am I saying? Mononobe's already OP. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it anymore. What are you going to do with this third slot? Oh, right. Move them into Game Masters to make Mononobe stronger. There you go, of course.
Well, I think it's good for people who hyper invested in one guild. You get a free slot.
Me.
Oh yeah, Lynn brought up a good point. There's one thing we forgot to talk about. It's the CS evolutions.
Oh, right. That's
mean-
the thing. The image didn't load when I pulled up the page. Yeah, that's something. I'm not sure of how good they'll be. I think I would like to see more like any CS hit effects. You know,
I think more
Still
unique
kind of-
effects, like Ellie's possession status on her 5-star card, because she had like the
Unique
guts
doubt possession
zombie
gutsing.
thing.
Yeah.
yeah. So more stuff like that would be neat.
I think Ara wants Arslan to be fixed as well. But I'm not sure how they'll do it, but yeah. CS Evo is probably the only way to do it in an effective manner.
Yeah, the way they evoed him before to fix his charge obviously did not fix his charge, so it's just a more direct solution for some things would be better. And units that get their charge up very often but don't have good charges are especially looking for something like that, like with the what's it called? Inaba's paralysis on charge, which I know you say is strong, but it's really not.
You keep saying Inava's paralysis is like a weak effect, but it's like it's a welfare paralysis. It's like it's not game breaking, but it's like paralysis is a pretty strong debuff.
Listen,
I'm surprised that he
Yule's
mentions
Evo.
this first, other than like, you know,
his actual, maybe not even fave anymore, leaked 5.
Oh,
Minus
yeah,
their
League 5
CP.
needs one for sure. I mean, that's part of the reason why I never use him. It's because this thing is so off. It's like CP reduction on charge, and he gets his charge insanely. He has a fucking dedicated ability to build his own charge when you move him, despite you never wanting his charge. So it's like the most egregious thing ever. Fucking stupid artist ability. So units that suffer from that especially will benefit.
I think his Valentine variant also doesn't have a great CS. Except for his
Well, that's because of the range. I don't know if you can hard skill Evo ranges, but who knows? Maybe they will somehow.
I think it just be need to be there's like more incentive to make him use that white slash range. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like if they're doing a charge skill Evo, are they gonna fiddle with the range? I don't know.
Probably not. I mean, even if they do CS weapon change, they still need to activate to trigger it, and I think we already confirmed with Along each one, it doesn't work that way. So
Yeah, it needs to happen before, so it needs to be like a regulars Evo, and that's not really the same category at that point.
yeah, but that doesn't mean there's no room for more charge evos. And a lot of these pseudo charge evos we got are like the first thing that enters your mind is how do I cheese this? Like how do I make sure they don't charge so they give permanent crit or some dumb shit like that. So at least they don't have to think about those that sort of cheese anymore when they're making those charge evos. If you know what I'm talking about, like CP equals 100, give crit to allies or some shit like that.
Oh right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are kind of fun to play around, but yeah, I get what you mean.
To be honest, the CP 100 stuff is more fun if you're using like a CS locker like Eagle Knock. So sad.
I mean, they can still do that, but CP equals 100 was very obviously just their patch
their
or
patch fix.
Yeah, it is. So it's nice that they have a direct solution now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thanks for bringing that up, Lynn. I don't really want to read out all the chat, so we can just.
What do you mean?
I don't really
You
like.
got so many questions here. I don't know.
Alright, fine, I'll read it. Is there anything else? Because I'm going to close off the discussion after this.
No.
I think that's it.
Alright. Doo-doo-doo.
It's the panda guy saying still kicking.
Sorry, panda guy.
G True, still kicking. Thank you for the stream, everyone.
Disclaimer about Kirito poll, it was 3 dupes, my bad.
Everyone's fine for me. Oh, there it is. Thank you for the stream, everyone. See you at Christmas Banner. That was an amazing stream. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We do our best to make it entertaining and informative, first and foremost. I used limited 5 stars for Wakan Altar. I wonder what the Christmas...
Oh.
What's up?
Alright, that reminds me. How long were you like talking about units for your anniversary stream? Because you were yapping for a while, I feel. Until I clocked out early.
That was my indirect apology for the coming video I was going to make for anniversary, because I am not intending to cover every, recommendation like I did last year. I was just like, inspired by divine intervention last year, but this year I am exhausted. So I'm giving 2 recommendations for the limited pick tickets for both 5 stars and 4 stars, and 2 recommendations for the platinum ticket. And I'm not even going to talk about the reprint banners at all. So that's why I decided to talk about literally every single fucking unit from every single selection and pick up for that. I mean, granted, some of them I was like, can you go like 2 seconds boss clearing, but you don't need it. Okay, next topic. But I did talk about every unit in the end.
It's your Prisma era of being an encyclopedia.
Hey, I am just providing information people are actually interested in, and keep it brief when it can be. But there were a lot of topics.
But I'm just asking if you knew how long that went on for.
That went on for the majority of the stream. It took me forever to annotate that, honestly. And in fact, it was causing so much text in my timestamping that I reached the character limit, so I had to like briefly summarize it, but it's like here's the chapter 13 units I talked about. Here's the chapter 14 units. So it's gonna be a bit hard to compare. But yeah, that probably took at least maybe an hour and a half of the playthrough, maybe even 2 hours.
Alright. The other thing was, I was gonna ask if you guys had any thoughts on the actual anniversary, like, story with the teacher meetup thing.
Well, you know, as you guys know, I didn't see the bonus ending, which you can only see with chapter 15, where Kyoma Mononobe actually goes with you to your dorm and then fucks you. But,
Yeah.
oh well.
You have a threesome with Mononobe and Mal Solomon. It's Pog.
Oh, if only. But I don't know. I didn't like it. Maybe we shouldn't start negatively. But what do you guys think about it first?
I think most of the sentimental value for most players is just going to be seeing Mononobe. Probably everyone else is kind of sidelined. To be honest.
Yeah, they definitely live to their best caricatures of themselves.
What are we talking about? I got distracted by my FP farming.
We were
Wait,
talking
how are you
about.
distracted by that? It's auto.
Yeah, but I have to tap the button.
I figured. We're talking about the anniversary scenario.
Oh, I figured. I was hoping it wouldn't be that. Because I actually skipped that quest immediately.
Oh, well, you aren't missing
Because
much.
I wanted to get my tickets fast as fuck. I wanted to pull. So I've been procrastinating reading about it. So I don't know what happens in it actually.
I feel it. I don't skip it actually, even though I kind of want to, but it's voice acted, so I do want to like be more immersed in the story if I can.
Yeah. I mean, I'll read it later, but it was just like when the anniversary drops, you know, after the big maintenance, I was just like, fuck this shit. I'm not reading this right now. And then it's like, I'm gonna pull, and I got nothing. So I guess I got punished for being a story skipper.
They told you the secret to how to pull better in that scenario. Maybe we should check it out later.
Yeah. I don't know, they're gonna be like, here's our gift to you. Please use it wisely. Get 8 of them this year.
It's pretty bad.
Well, they
honestly,
never
in my
actually say the
opinion.
number, but
I
don't know.
I think there's a lot of sentimentality that goes behind every of these anniversaries. The worst one before this I thought was Genociders, but even that was sentimental. It was just kind of too low-key for my liking. It's like some random house party and then you're out there. But for
At
this,
least the Genociders was kind of memorable because you have Searcher's laugh.
that one was like, it still traumatizes me. Yeah, there's character for sure. There's characters, there's love behind the characters' voicing, and there's interrelationships you could definitely sense. It was just a bit too humble compared to like the bombastic parties from Viral Influence or even something like Yogi Academy. But this year, I don't know, like it was supposed to be at some sort of auditorium, but they were using some sort of posterized real life gymnasium background for like anniversary. It really took me out of it. Like they've never used this background before, and they're like going to their Gen 1 era of like posterized backgrounds. Like, what the fuck is this? And then the characters that you haven't seen for years, like Triton and Jin, you'd think they have some interesting lines, but instead they come off exactly as if you just pulled them out from
That's
where they
straight
left
out
it up.
of seaside school.
Actually, yeah, they say nothing interesting. My love burns for you more than his, and oh, I'm a good teacher, and it's just nothing interesting. They're just fucking caricatures. And
Maybe if we make them fuse, they'll turn into something interesting.
the purple teacher can't believe this.
well, with that being said, Shannon got a new suit skin, which is pretty interesting because his artist had been missing action for quite a bit.
Hello.
The stream's still going, by the way, guys. But yeah, we're just wrapping stuff up.
Oh, hi guys.
Anniversary.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
the
just
stream
talking
is still
about the
going.
anniversary scenario right now and how it's awful.
It's
I
definitely
didn't
one of the
read it.
weaker casts, I think, because
because it involves channel.
Yes.
well, Shannon,
true.
yeah, and Z's kind of is there. It's fan service people who like her, I know, but like,
She refers to herself as Big Sister, and then she like contributes nothing of note except saying, "Oh, I hung up the streamers," and I set it up. I was like, "Okay, good to know." It's
They needed someone to fly up and hang up the decorations on the roof.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't need to know about like, the logistics of it. So, can you make current moment special in this posterized cheap ass background you're using?
So yeah, as per usual, Mononobe is the one who's like carrying the entire thing.
He is,
yeah.
but I was just like so taken up by everyone else, especially Shenong. Why was Shenong in there? He's not even a teacher.
Did you know that there is a part of the quest that you completely
We
miss?
know. You have to do chapter 15. We talked about it. Mononobe sweet talks you, then he pins you down, and he breaks a hole in your ass until you can't walk anymore. Oh well, we'll just have to find out that later when chapter 15 gets translated.
I actually thought the epilogue was kind of neat, and how it like kind of segues into the out of the scenario and into the main screen. It was a pretty creative way to end the epilogue, I think. But yeah,
it was.
Well, I will have to see it when I read it for real.
your Kairu era.
Oh?
I will read it later.
I will read it soon.
Relatable.
I will have to read it.
But yeah, the most
will
egregious
read it
thing about
now.
was
I am reading it.
Boogeyman and Sandayu not being included, but like Shenong, who isn't even supposed to be part of Shinjuku, being present. And also, of the few lines he has, he's like, "You're a troublemaker, don't endanger yourself." Like, well, that hasn't changed.
It's gonna be Pog though when we get Warmonger's anniversary. Now he doesn't have to be there.
True. I mean, I'm just angry about Boogeyman not being there.
They will not fit all of them in there.
Arrow, why is my name in the title?
Did I not remove it? I don't know.
It's like glued to me.
Oopsie. I tried to delete it, but there's like this auto parsing thing that sometimes messes up with it, so I'll fix it.
I hate that thing.
You participated in the stream now. There's no escape.
That's true. Technically, it's no
You need
longer
to
live.
add an Erbie too, because now he's here.
That was pretty much the last topic, I think. I'm not a fan of this one. It was too much NPC energy with NPC background, and Mononobe was like, "I exist now. Don't worry." And later's after you don't do chapter 15, awful.
I feel it. This is probably like the weakest anniversary cast, and the writing doesn't say a lot.
They're
just
all too
like
old.
Yeah, it's like, haha, you can't hang with us. Fuck off.
It's just like the entire situation's weird too. If you think about it, it's like a bunch of teachers just hang out with one student. It's like, what's going on here?
I mean, I guess it's implied that there are other students.
It is implied that there's other students.
It's like a very shitty
in the
implication,
party.
though. Just like,
It's
oh,
just
Actually, there were mobs in the beginning.
Yeah.
Fencer and mage attending school.
don't forget the other mobs, Triton and Jin, and Shenong and Z's.
It didn't occur to me until I watched that or read this, but I think it's funny that Triton's suit has holes for his fins.
It's perfect.
That's one nice thing, at least, with them. They got some new skins to replace their year one skins that they've had for 10 million years.
Yeah.
I then noticed that Jin is really broad-shouldered.
Jin actually looks
I
quite
love
nice in
them.
the shirtless skin. I was thinking of putting him on his tux, but then I saw the shirtless one and was like, ooh, that's some good body hair. I'm keeping that up.
I think it looks kind of bad on Jin, but so I just kept him.
You like them smoother.
Trains
like
have
Triton.
no taste, but also still. But yeah, it was nice to hear the voice acting, and the skins were nice too, but fighting was kind of...
Yeah, I felt like, someone in chat was like questioning, it's like you're not trying to enjoy it, and like, I had to explain to them, do you not see these NPCs here trying to talk to me as if I know them? I don't know them.
Always been like this. It's been like this.
It hasn't. Stop.
and
You keep on
Ben.
exaggerating, Erbie. It hasn't. Genociders,
It
I
is
was
true.
just talking about genociders earlier,
Ben
and they were not giving off NPC
yeah.
energy. They had a different issue of being too too low key, but everyone was very personable and very family oriented. It was like personable for sure. And there's moments like Searcher yelling and all that. There was no moments whatsoever with this Mononobe one. Same thing with like the Yoyogi one. There's like the boisterousness. of the cast there. There's just like very hectic too because you're with fellow students. Meanwhile, there's like this stiff gathering of like a bunch of teachers being all hyper polite with you in like formal Japanese. And like, what is going on? Why am I here? Am I in trouble? Am I being sent to the principal's office?
Because vague 8th anniversary. I think it's weird that like you know, they're saying 8th anniversary, but since it's a school gathering, it's the 8th anniversary of what? It doesn't quite make sense. Like for the other ones, you can just kind of wave it off.
It's always supposed to be directed at you. It's not supposed to be in universe. None of these anniversaries are. Because like they always 7th anniversary, 8th anniversary.
Relying on superlatives again.
You're waiting for these.
No, Erbie, no.
Okay.
The truth of the matter is,
True,
this one anniversary uniquely had a bad scenario. That's the truth.
Stop pretending it's not.
It's not pretending. You're just exaggerating and you're just gaslighting yourself to hate
It's
this
not
game.
exaggerating. Oh, you've been waiting for these tickets.
You can go back to all my reactions on stream if you want to believe. I remember them all. I enjoyed all the past anniversaries except for maybe Genociders, and that's Sled Moans. This one was just like, I was like struggling to stay awake the entire time. And in fact, I was like, when I accidentally skipped them, I was like, oh, oops. Anyway. And I try not to accidentally skip them, but it's like, they're speaking so slowly and I don't care about what they're saying either. So it's like, come on.
I think you just hate the teachers.
I think that's justified given they give nothing to like.
I theorized that like someone was like actually cold from the anniversary because they couldn't get like their voice actor or their skins together or whatever. So they had to like make up a new scenario with what they had. So everything was just kind of rushed.
No, I'm pretty sure it was all supposed to be like this because we already knew that Mononobe was coming soon.
Well,
So-
where was Sandayu then, huh?
Where was Sunday? Yeah.
And you,
He's probably chained
agents.
up in a dungeon somewhere.
Doesn't even make sense.
It's like I said before, he's filming Resnick and Boogeyman sex for OnlyFans.
Yes.
Boogeyman better be featured in an anniversary at some point. You cannot be robbing my man like this. He's like straight up the best teacher in Shinjuku, and then they're like not even including him and including Shenong. Like, go back to fucking penitentiary. Why are you here? Seriously, like your school did not blow up in every timeline.
Because he's the only furry staff of Shinjuku. There you go. And they needed someone. Boom. That's your answer.
Awful answer.
Do we really want
Is it a lie? Is it?
He's
I think
the
that's pretty
only
much it.
furry teacher. Period. What are you talking about?
Is he? No, he's not. There's Shinlong. Isn't he? And it's Amna, right?
There's Scalies technically,
Ching Long.
and Shenong's not even a teacher. He's actually just some random staff medicine guy.
He's nurse.
Most unnecessary role to be filling. Like, what the fuck is that?
Really? You don't think that the medical room needs to be staffed?
Not in a school that doesn't specialize in sports. More understandable for Yogi, so maybe he should have gone there instead.
No.
I mean,
He already has Miniaki.
I guess.
They already
I can't believe
have
I was
Miniaki.
saying go back to your school at Shenong.
I mean,
Why
really.
did you?
Alora's still in the school. He's still a teacher at Penitentia. So why is like Shenong like, I'm here even though...
How did he
Because
keep
they've been
anything?
pushing Shenong to the...
Because
to
this
Shinjuku.
excuse that he can't go back to Penitentia because like the school blew up doesn't track when you look at literally any other staff member there. It's just like Shenong overstaying his welcome at Summoners for some reason. Like, I'm not having this.
People
It's always been like that, but
for some reason.
yeah, this is the most absurd example. Of
Do
it,
people
I guess.
really want the entertainer's anniversary?
I
mean,
don't
I
even like
expected
entertainers as
it to be
much. That's why I was especially this one. I was like, am I really gonna be getting the Boogeyman and Bracery skin with a bunch of like entertainers bozos I don't care about?
I'm telling you,
really
Guru's anniversary,
now.
fucking Guru's or Imamichi anniversary is gonna be hype. They have so much.
That's not gonna be until at least 2 years, probably.
It's gonna happen. They have their fucking.
We don't even have
anniversary.
Bohemio. What are you talking about?
Full release for
Bohemio is a
anniversary.
wanderer.
Oh.
You said Umamichi, never mind. Whoops.
Erbie
Yeah.
saying the wrong things
Sorry.
as usual.
No, Heilong might get in.
Sorry, Wanderers and Gurus are the same to me. My brain processes
They're how. God, I
the same.
hate hate. This is why we need to delete Wanderers.
Wow.
I'm just kidding, they're fine.
I mean, I don't really care about anyone else in it.
Okay. This was a randomly very passionate topic at the very end. I'm gonna go close off the stream now, but as promised, for all those that waited at the very end, actually, I didn't even read out the chat because you guys distracted me. Should I say that? I don't even want to read it anymore.
Did they even say anything more? Like,
I didn't even read it all. You just stopped halfway through after talking about anniversary and just that.
Well, you might as well finish it.
I don't even remember it. Okay, whatever.
Or make someone else finish it because they joined in.
Okay, go Zalgus, or actually Erbie, since he was quiet last time. Erbie, read out Yo from user 15.
Oh my god. Where am I going to find that now? Let's see. Yo. Where is that? Damn it.
Good night, everyone. I'll save it for later.
I see it. Okay.
Yo.
Good night, everyone. I'll save it for later. Do you think the MCs should get updated art? Any opinions on Hippolytus? He's boring. There you go. That's my opinion.
Spelled his name like it's like some disease.
No. Never thought of it that way. But yeah, leave him on crossroads and walk the other way. Halloween on November. Jean getting anniversary voice lines. Teletomo AR soon. Same VA. Trust. I mean, it might be true. Who knows? Little too late, LifeWonders. Investment, money emoji. We do have 4 characters who will probably appear in the 4th anniversary banner. What? Chapter 16 banner. Okay, never mind. Do we have 4 characters?
Bohemio is the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, the other ones are probably going to be new semester or something. So probably only Bohemio for now. Unless they add some of those random characters that have appeared in the story but aren't available yet in the events, like the mountain events where they just randomly showed 3 characters.
That guy whose name I forget with the big cleaver and sponsorships.
Yeah, Mizra, Jersey Devil, and Xingwang Mu, or however you say it.
Jersey Devil is gonna appear in chapter 16 and do something with this.
I mean, we already know that Hei Long is going to appear in Belphegor, so the bar is on the floor from the trailer.
Wedding.
We're going to have a wedding in chapter 16. Oh, I can't believe this.
Alternatively toilets.
Yes.
I don't know about that one.
They should let us swap AR card icons also. Praying emoji. Hote, I love you, but the more up the merrier. They need to make new icons entirely, so I don't think that's going to happen.
Even if it's just like cropping, it's like
That'll take a lot of effort,
Yeah, because there's a lot of ARs in the game.
Yeah, maybe if it was still on the start, but probably never going to happen. I'm just glad they adjusted daily quest reward and weekly quest rotation, but unfortunately not dungeon quests free of curse blessing chests.
I mean, you have Mononobe now, so you have guaranteed one-turn clears on every phase.
The whole thing. Even if it doesn't one-turn clear by some sort of bad luck miracle shit, he's probably not gonna die anyways.
Yeah, I mean, he will one-turn even at level 70 if you just put Qinglong next to him.
Yeah. Hopefully more Jin content.
About
It's been
that.
8 years, so I don't think so.
It'll happen Trust.
Yeah. It'll happen. What?
Jin and Triton got new skins, so it's more possible now. And also, apparently, the voice actors are still alive too, so it's on the table.
Well, they've always been live, at least. With
They came back to life.
Yeah, the Teletomo variant and Dagon variant and all that stuff. Yeah. Also, I think it's Fafnir as well. I'm picking the Valentine Crossroad Shop BGM.
Yeah, we were talking
I
about
don't
the
even
music
remember
swap
what
feature.
that one was.
It's
I just
the
saw Valentine Crossroad and I got like flashbacks to the battle theme. But yeah, the shop theme was nice.
it's like lo-fi beats, kind of, if you remember that.
I don't.
Me too.
I only remember the battle music.
Which we talked about before too, which was very cursed.
Yes. Still patiently awaiting Marchosia's variant, Copium. Only took 8 years for Nials. What's another 8? Well, I'm pretty sure Mycosius or Mycosius or whatever it's pronounced is going to get a variant soon. It's not Copium. It's probably going to happen very soon. Especially with the way the story is advancing. We just got Mononobe and all the geniuses, apparently, for now. So maybe we will get more Mycosius content with the child, and maybe the child will be relevant.
The child is the hidden fourth genius, actually.
Isn't that
Did
just
they-
Duo?
Genius is Duo, isn't he?
It is, yes.
It's Duo. He is
Well,
he's gonna
Duo.
kill Duo and then take his role.
What are you even talking about? What's this crap here?
Did they ever pick back up that seemingly dropped plot thread about the kid?
No.
He's just hanging around, I'm pretty sure.
Like,
Yeah.
what was it? Like he was like the child of some guy who worked on.
Shouldn't you be like reading the story before asking questions like that? You're still behind on your translation, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, but you didn't miss anything regarding the kid, honestly.
I mean, I'm aware
What
that
you know
Marcos
is still the same from book one. Book one. So
Right.
nothing advanced in that plot. That's all you need to know, in that regard, at least. I really wish they gave us extra EXP in dungeons when we have to take fights. Getting only like 10 extra keys for an enemy phase in dungeons is so lame.
Does not matter, just bring Kyoma.
Mononobe solves everything.
I think they should add an extra level 90 dungeon. So
I've been thinking
because
that too.
I
The
actually
only way to
do
salvage
want more-
that,
not
that's a
because
good
of the challenge, but because of the XP. I want more XP.
I want more EXP too, but we need more challenge at this point. Kyoma has just destroyed everything, so a new dungeon tier is gonna be the only solution.
The dungeons weren't.
We've been overdue for a new dungeon tier for a while. We've had level 90 for like well over a year now, so I'm surprised they haven't released level
I
90
think it
plus
was
yet.
level 80. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should add a unit in the dungeon that has advantage against Mononobe.
Well, that's not that difficult, honestly. They just need to make the boss like all around or null or infinite, which they could do
I
for
mean,
null at
that
least moving
doesn't-
forward.
The problem with that is that that doesn't include him just buffing everyone else.
Overlord also in the farm quest applies all range what's called resistance, so if he does that in the challenge too for the dungeon, that would be like counter to Mononobe.
Well, no, because he'll still just buff someone else, and then that someone else can just kill.
That's true.
It depends on who you're buffing, but at least it's local range damage at that point, right?
Titan.
I mean, he's still a 5-star. It's not complete invalidating him, but in very least, he's not gonna be like easy win. Anyways, this is very speculative. We don't even have like the fire dungeon yet with our Jean d'Arc, so let's maybe not talk about the Overlord dungeon yet.
Okay. The Saturnus event, I feel like Bathim Wakan Hakumen didn't need another alt when Mycosius, Azazel, Gandharva haven't gotten anything. Yeah, that sucks.
The Saturnus
Honestly,
event was
I
very
think
weird
it-
for being full of second variants for sure.
And then
Yeah,
Marduk.
I'm like, remember these characters? People who don't play this game? Here they are.
To be fair, I did have some like a hyper Hawkman stand in my friend list, and then they just had like level 85 the day of the release. So that was surprising, but they exist.
Very
apparently.
sad that they did get level 100.
It was surprising that there was no level 90 walk-ons instantly.
The level 90
They all
paths
disappear.
don't exist.
There was more bath fans than I saw there were walk-on
Oh
fans,
wait,
which is funny.
what
I
essay
haven't
did
seen
the
this one.
Hawkmen have?
What?
What essay did the Hawkmen have? Or is that what you meant, Arif?
The hyper fan just fully red texted them. I don't know if they actually essayed left them. I don't think they were whale, but I would be surprised if they did.
Fake fan.
Okay, whatever, Zalgus, jeez.
The fake fans. Okay. It took Jugo 5 years to be relevant. No, it took Jugo 5 years to exist. He didn't even before then.
He's definitely not relevant.
Okay, CS evolution, whatever that means.
We were just choosing topics to talk about, and that was the last one among them.
Yeah.
We already talked
really
about them.
know
Let's just
much about
don't worry about talking about them. Let's not reiterate points we already talked about. So keep on going.
Frankly, felt attacked since I only focused on entertainers guild affiliation. Well, fixing some charge skills would be nice. I hope CS Evo won't replace or reduce the amount of skill evolutions that they would release otherwise. Yeah, that's what I kind of think. And I hope it doesn't happen, but I feel like it's going to happen.
There's no way.
So,
There's nothing to suggest they're mutually exclusive. They've released both regular Evos and charge what's called skill specific ones before in the past.
Have they
Yeah.
released regular
4
Evos?
years ago.
There's no reason to release regular
Remember-
Evos now. Okay, jeez,
Remember when they gave Matsusumi 2 skill evos?
awful.
For that child?
This
Or
is
is this
like
alpha?
the one with
No,
the
the new ones.
Yeah, you got 2 new ones
low resistance
at
and
the same time.
what was it like? Then healing. I don't even know. He's still trash even after 2 Evos. That's so funny.
Magic range oppression, but
Okay, let's not
Oh,
read the
goodness.
Motosumi Evo now.
Let's
Keep on going. Keep on going.
Imagine Lave getting CS Evo instead of Skill Evo. That's
I
awesome.
mean,
His charge is actually the only like semi-decent thing about him. But
because he can purge all debuffs.
yeah.
The Temujin CS Evo, where his CS becomes non-ranged, letting him crit buff forever.
Yeah,
I
we were
don't
talking
think
about
that will
exploiting
happen.
how the CP equals 100 things are exploitable. So CS Evos will circumvent that.
Boogeyman and Sandayu found dead in a ditch.
I will never forgive Shenong.
The anniversary event felt like being the unlucky child dragged to an office party and forced to wait for it to be over.
It is so bad. The entire aura of that like event was just not enjoyable at all.
I'm glad I never skipped anniversary cutscene. Also, this should have been the Akenshi anniversary.
Right.
we already had Akenshi last anniversary. It just wasn't the actual anniversary event.
What was the last anniversary?
It was Musashi.
We had Musashi in the prologue banner.
Well, maybe we should have had another one.
We'll get it for chapter 17, maybe. I don't know.
Anniversary 2.
And like,
Anniversary 2. Anniversary 2. Maybe the Akenshi content.
They noticed
It's
there's like
on-
half anniversary events, so you know.
I think they should do half anniversary events just so that we can have something in the draw period because it's less.
Actually,
that
yeah,
would be
they
like-
do nothing in like May right now because like seasonal events are over.
Yeah.
They could just
So it-
throw in a bunch of
we-
reprints here. Can you please just let this game catch up? It's so weird that it's never bothered trying to catch up. It's only been like equally 2 or 3 years apart and has never gained any progress.
I think that's the point, so they can capitalize on ARs to
That's
release
true, actually,
both
I know that.
events.
The reprint
So,
scheme.
yeah. They're never going to catch up because that's pretty much their catch up fail safe.
They need to do more
Tough.
login campaigns so we can get more stuff.
They could do that, but they aren't doing it. Continue.
they should give us more boosts or something. I'm sure it'll be very good login campaigns.
Alright, hurry, Erbie. Milk is dying from
My ass would have
eating.
never overslept for the event.
The milk is curdling.
Pretty sure they already recorded Shannon's second alt voice lines. I don't think so, but probably. Since this stupid Saturnus event, I do believe it. Plus one. Okay. Can you hear that music? Hi everyone. It's the kind of background track one might hear during an underground stage play. Exotic and stirring, saccharine in its extravagance.
It was the chapter 14 story theme, I believe. The prologue.
We got Anthony Fantano in the chat.
I actually did see what you're talking about. I was like, wow, didn't realize you were a music critic here.
They saving Boogeyman for the Entertainer's anniversary. Yeah, pretty much.
That suck ass.
Awful.
Hope you get creators next year. No.
It should be the Jurong's 10 Billion Dads anniversary, which will feature Boogeyman and Daikoku and Seaborg and all the others.
They'll give him a new one for sure in this Christmas or something.
For sure.
To be fair, that the school of the MC, with how often bad shit happened around him, you're gonna need a doctor. Only care about Oscar and how as entertainers go.
Shinjuku has never once topped us medicinally. Just gonna throw that out there for a doctor. The only thing he's worried about is like, oh, you didn't hurt yourself, did you? Or like, I didn't poison you, did I? He never actually helps you, ever.
Weren't people like clutching their pearls early on in Warmongers because they thought he explicitly wasn't helping, or was intentionally not helping?
He intentionally did not help.
Because he didn't want us to go out.
MC away from.
It's like a fucking back alley doctor who does fucking nothing. I don't know how people would like. Never mind. I know how people look at him. People are awful. Keep on going.
Okay, Sipakli in a new suit. Is that supposed to be a pug? Probably. As for entertainers, probably Oscar and Bigfoot. It's long gone enough. Don't worry about the chat. Okay, there's not too much chat left. Cat in a box. It's too much. Don't worry about it. Many thanks, though. Rest in peace, Len. The chat reading will continue. Thanks for the stream. It was fun. Never trust Erbie for opinions, by the way.
You heard it from Erbie himself. You heard it from Erbie.
So true. Christmas leaks at the end of the stream, by the way. Beeline, but don't overwork yourselves.
That's fine.
Did he say Fion? What was that?
He said beeline.
Beeline because it looks like an L.
You're supposed to be like, fine, I guess you're my little PogChamp. It's like that,
Vlolos at the end. Christmas leaks, hell yeah. Chapter 16, Gen variant. Trust. Don't trust. Duo Alp. Pretty sure Duo will be getting a story alt. Yeah, that's... Honestly, we talked about that in the server, and... Yeah, I believe it.
It'll be interesting to see what direction they take with Duo. Because for the other three geniuses, they kind of, they massively borrowed from the three, big three sci-fi writers. But if they're doing something original with Duo, it'll be interesting to see if it can match up to that.
Pepperman SA1, I got cursed pulls after getting Marduk. Oh damn, it's probably one of those. I want the 4-star, but I will get 1,000,000 5 stars instead. Divine Attribute Shino for Hakenchi anniversary.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course.
Also, you missed the Jugo message.
Oh, Jugo fans.
There was nothing to miss.
So appropriate.
Exactly. It was perfect. Thank goodness I missed it.
If anything, it's not going to be Shino. It's going to be what's called
Yatsufusa.
Yeah, Yatsufusa.
I mean,
it's gonna be
if I got
it's
to
gonna
see
be Shino Infinite.
No, thank you.
Shino
it must be the god element.
Element.
Literally does not make sense, but sure, whatever floats your boat.
We could also have Fusahime, and that could be cool.
I don't think we're going to get a lot of god elements, but who knows.
Oh my
They
god,
should.
I can't believe Jesus Christ is coming to the
Specific-
game. Oh my god!
Specifically for characters I like.
Jesus Christ and Muhammad and Housamo. Just watch.
What about Maria?
That kind of makes sense. She could get
Isn't there
a...
a whole thing about identity theft anyways? She's a fraud.
Yeah. She's kind of like based on Mary Magdalene, so she's not actually based on Jesus per se, although she does have a lot of sacrifice themes to her.
In retrospect, it's absolutely hilarious. We got Saturnus right before Curren and Mononobe. Yeah, that's pretty funny. They just released this
Yeah.
ass unit right next to these busted units. But this was probably the biggest gap between, like, usually we had this stuff before, but the gap wasn't usually this big. It's kind of
Is this what they call
the lowest
gap
low and the
Moe?
highest high? We did it from.
I mean, does new semesters count? Because Belphegor was like right next, or where is she?
Yeah, I
Was she
guess
right
that
next to
kind of counts as well. We
No,
had
no,
Belphegor
there's not
and
really,
Lily.
no matter what,
After
it's like... just Kyoma isn't another even on top of that.
Only because he's a booster.
No, that's not the only reason.
They should have made Saturnus into divine attribute. That would have saved him.
Yes, he could do 2 times whatever his crap damage is.
Yeah, with the
And then
top
he-
speed thing. Oh
yeah.
my god, it's all coming together.
Oh my god, it has crit,
He's gonna
and he
do
could continue being on the board because he's tankier, doing nothing.
Can we not chill Saturnus right now? Can we just go?
it. We're Oz with him. To come all range.
Stop.
Yes.
I knew I was right about it not being a Hakenchi anniversary. Also, Shen just looks hot to me.
Well, that makes
His
sense for you, Joe.
character is- For this anniversary, I'm thinking about maxing Bigfoot SA level. I only got 1 dupe, 4 more to go. That's one of my plans for 8th anniversary.
People who like chase after dupes are fucking scary to me. It's like
Mocha's
is
right
where-
there, collecting Christine dupes even now for some
no,
reason.
but like it makes sense. He doesn't. He has a method to his madness. You know?
What method is that?
He gets like
Christine needs a charge Evo. Her charge
he
is
uses like
not it.
limited collectors for
Who
like
does
gun
this?
show, and he like capitalized on like a day quest banner, so it makes sense, you know. But like just raw dogging with like and like having Enigma on the other side is like, what are you doing?
Who does this?
We were
Like,
talking
when,
about
people
milk.
just like wait for
versus-
reprints of like debut
Yeah.
Oh.
banner to like chase after dupes.
I did
Please.
a one charted in SA, I guess.
Okay, do what you like. If you like the unit, then
Yeah.
it's like it's only
It's
at that
about
point.
sending a message.
The message is you have a very big wallet and a very big heart.
Actually, good point. What other character will be Divine Element?
Me.
I'd say pretty much only probably future characters like that we will see from chapter 16 and onwards.
Anyone
I think only
from
variants had it.
anyone with like singularity-based concepts, so you know utopia stuff, or anyone from the mono-Abrahamic religions are the best candidates because it's the
I
Abrahamic ones
agree.
that emphasize monotheism in the first place, the one god only, as opposed to like every other religion which is polytheistic or could be multiple gods and all that. There's an explicit commandment within like Judaism that's like there shall be no other god before me, and I think that was a very important sort of law that produced the sort of strong non-meshing religion that we have today with Christianity and Islam and Judaism. So it'd either come from that or
I
from
think
Utopia.
it's going to be Utopia related shit, to be honest. Like Solomon was only
Robot gods.
so only the tech dudes are going to get it in the future, at least.
Say cat dudes.
Tech dudes or whatever robot shit from Utopia exists. But we will see how that goes.
We should get protagonist 5-star. That's divine out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen, honestly. Like, I believe it. And we're going to get a super high-tech sword or something.
It's already pretty high-tech looking.
Yeah, it's going to be even more.
I sincerely doubt it's going to be divine type. It's probably just going to be all around again. Because it makes sense the more you think about it. It's like, you know, the one who slays God needs to be either all around or infinity or L type. And
The one who slays God becomes God. That's how it goes.
okay, if you say so.
It is
Quoting
true.
Afkari, I see.
If you slay God and there's no more God, then you are the God.
It's a Shin Megami Tensei.
Yes.
Alright, can we read the remaining chat? We're very close to finishing.
Maria is the third coming of Jesus. What's that supposed to mean? I meant his summer event variant specifically. Congrats on the plus 3 hour stream, by the way. Wave emoji eyes.
Yeah,
Much appreciated worth.
I'm reading that with like dripping sarcasm. Ooh, congrats on talking about 2 units for 3 hours. Amazing stuff, guys.
Also, was complaining.
Honestly,
about
I joined here because I thought your stream was already over. So I thought, maybe I can join now. So I guess I kind of interfered. Whoops. I'm coming to Housamo. I will have the element. Bohemio looks like divine.
He does
Stop.
look divine, doesn't he?
Stop.
Yes.
He might be divine, but if he is, it's going to be the biggest bullshit ever. Bohemio based on his 4 or 5 star art. He's probably going to be the first non-limited 4-star divine. I just want a good protagonist. I hate gacha games that have bad protags as units. No, it was legit praise, so...
I mean,
Yeah.
MC could be worse, honestly.
Yeah, it could be Saturnus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Erbie. As promised, we can finally get to the final topic. But since Zalgus has been left out here, why don't you do the honors?
What do I do the honors of?
Attention span is 0. Okay. Please
No.
let us
What?
know what the Christmas leaks are.
What do you mean attention span is 0? I don't remember you mentioning that. Or I guess someone mentioned.
That's
yeah,
been the
Christmas
preface
leak.
of this entire chat. It's like we need to speed through this so we can finally talk about that, which has been delayed for too long now. Can we get to it, please?
I mean, is there anything specific you want me to say? Or you just want me to name the units?
Yeah, go ahead. Name them. We can talk about them after.
All right then. So for Christmas, at least the limited units, because I don't think we've heard about the new unit.
Not that would matter what they are.
No, I know, no.
I mean, it could matter if their name was recognizable.
I have an idea of who it is, but I don't want to like say it in the stream because it might be wrong.
Because then we'll say, "Where is unit? You promised." Anyway, so the units that we know of are Tianzin, Yoshito, Kurapika, and Hasta. Hasta is probably going to be the 5-star because it's Hasta. Up in the air for the other 5-stars, but I'd
Sorry,
say
Tianzin.
probably Tianzin. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about like how popular like the other 5-star would be, and it honestly is a toss-up between like Corpiker and Tianzin.
Is
like
Haster really
Haster
not
being
that popular?
No, I mean like besides Haster, you know, who's gonna be the other 5-star?
Oh,
And
you
I
don't think...
think Daichi is like writing on like his remaining like social credits for
There's-
like a limited
There's
card.
surprisingly a lot of people who like Corpica, unfortunately, so that might be true.
Yeah, I remember like last year there were like 2 very vocal Corpiker stands, and then they got bullied out of Samacord.
No for corporate groups, man.
Well, to be honest, Daichi only does 4-star variants, right? So yeah.
Is that true? I guess that's true so far, but it's gonna be like his last unit though that he's doing, so it's gonna be very funny if he ends up being a 5-star. as
Okay, I'm wrong. Kirito was a 5-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Now there's also precedent.
I'm gonna blame 2017. They didn't know what they were fucking doing.
I mean,
All right. Anyone looking forward to this banner? I was letting you all know earlier that since I knew these units ahead of time, I was like, well, I'm fine with spending my entire horde for this anniversary because other than Tianzin, depending on how good he looks on the Santa skin, I do not give a hoot about Korvaker or for Ryoshito or for, I already forget the first person. What was it? Haster. I mean, they're cool, but like, would they pull hard for them? It'll depend on their kits, I guess.
What if they are broken and make Mononobe look weak?
True. Divine Tianzin incoming.
I'm done with this
Everyone
game.
is going to be divine, and everyone is going to have 7k attack stack base, and
You know,
all-in
some of my
and
doubt they're
everything.
gonna go as hard as Mononobe, which makes it even more the reason. Now that I do have them, I'm just like, there's no reason to pull for Kit if you have Mononobe now. Jeez.
They're going. The real thing that's going to happen is they're going to have a ship flat damage gimmick and maybe 2 attack buffs, 3 if they're feeling generous. And
What if we have Saturnus 2?
that's
True.
for the new unit.
God.
Anyway, that's as far as the leaks go. I don't know anything beyond the future for that. But I managed to not get that much damage done from pulling for Kyoma, so I should be able to put a little bit for that. So fingers crossed for Tianzin, for me and Harvey. Wish us luck.
Milk's also going to be pulling for both 5 stars, I think.
Oh, luck Milk if you're still awake and alive, not dead.
Going for Tianzin.
Yeah, I'll try to see what I get. I don't really have a lot. I'm like 500 stones.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
I'm not too confident in my luck for Christmas. I think it's like pretty consistent with Japanese, to be honest, but I am a little prepared, so I
Well,
hope it does not fuck me in the ass.
I did actually check previous Christmas events, and Xmas Showdown actually started on like the 13th or 14th, the 14th. So I think this Xmas event actually can run in 2 weeks. Kind of crazy, but they might do it.
I told you.
What is this?
Okay, I think 3 hours is enough, and 3 hours and 10 minutes is cutting it. So let's close this 2-unit discussion stream already, please. Jesus.
No, we must talk about Mononobe bet for the game.
We already
Please.
did. I already did in length. All right, like, if you were there, which I'm surprised you didn't join for this stream since it was Mononobe, but whatever.
I wasn't available in time, and as I said before, like I didn't want to interrupt, which I ended up doing because apparently the stream took forever. Apparently,
And it's still taking.
I actually forgot that the ping happened. Like I saw it while I was at work, and then I got distracted by work, so I completely forgot that the ping even happened.
I'm telling you, Harvey was concocting this deception all along so he could afford the topic for himself.
What are you talking about?
No one was ready for discussion except for Harvey and Milk. Okay, well, thank you for joining on such quick notice, Andvari. But yeah, that is it for this very short and brief discussion. Look forward to more brief discussions in the future. We'll be calling it quits from now. There will be a video for the topics for this, as well as some of my recommendations for the anniversary stuff. Look forward to that within the next week. I'm not in any hurry to finish it, given there is now 2 pieces of content I already released. They're kind of saying the exact same thing, so refer to that if you need to know. But yeah, take care, everyone, and we will see you in Christmas season. On 3, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye.
Bye.